Welcome to the world's best airline, where the journey begins before you fly, where lounges are a destination in themselves, and your world is always within reach. A place where you're looked after, and the smallest details bring the biggest smiles. This is Qatar Airways, the world's best for a record 9th time.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
Well, what a great way to kick off this evening's competition. We just brought you the 3-star speed class, a very well-attended competition, but we turn our attention now to the 5-star jump-off class. This is the feature competition of the day and has a prize pot of €165,000. So this is a big one. This is one that many of these riders really have an eye on. They really want to perform well here, and this could set the tone even further for them as we head towards Saturday night's Grand Prix. Those will be the final showdowns, of course, for the riders in our show jumping arena, of course, this Longines outdoor arena. Once again, the track will have been set by Uliano Vetsani. He is one of the top course designers in the world, and the fence height for this competition is 1.55 meters, so very much close to the top of our wings, one of the top heights you can get in the sport of show jumping. Once again, our analyst Tom Frayne is down on the ground for us to take a closer look at some tricky parts of this course.
Thank you, Hannah. We're here at the end of the track. This is fence number 11. It's the combination. I think this is going to be very, very influential this evening. We're going to finish on an oxer. It's 1.50 meters in front, 1.55 meters wide, and then I'm going to walk back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9 of my strides. That's going to equate to 8 meters and 20 centimeters to the vertical. Coming around then, heading to the first part, we have 2 strides, so it's vertical oxer. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then new money, that's 11 meters, 50 centimeters. So just give you an idea of the scope that the horse is going to need. This is at the latter end of the track. This is fence number 11. So if you're clear to this, you have a serious challenge. Just to note for everybody, you're galloping up to the far end of the arena. When you're jumping this oxer, There's a lot at the back of it. You really want your horse to concentrate, don't get distracted. And if you think you've landed here, you still have 2 fences to finish. So landing here, and if I spin around right-handed, I'm going to show you what the next fence is. This is on 7 strides, and this is a particularly difficult line. You really have to land, be balanced, get organized, and look at the height of this jump. It's 1.55 meters, again with the short poles, and we've seen this color jump being used last week to great effect by the course builder. That light brown is very, very difficult for the horses to see. And then quite a long run, 8 strides at least down to fence number 13. If you're clear and you get to come back and be a contender for the big prize money in the World Cup rankings, there's 8 fences in the jump off. The last 2 fences are parts B and C of the combination. And then you have a gallop from C all the way around the corner and back here to the last jump. So not only do you need to be careful, not only have you got to be quick, you've also got to be super brave, because the gallop from the second last fence to the last fence is where it's going to be won and lost. This is a huge big oxer, but there's so much to play for. There's massive money at stake here. There's huge reputations. There's massive field. We have a huge team of riders, horse rider combinations coming forward to this, some of the best in the world. Hang on to your seats. This is going to be so spectacle this evening. I really look forward to it. Back to you in the studio, Hannah.
Thanks so much, Tom, and absolutely great insight there into that latter part of the course, and really interesting to see the materials used as well. Of course, Uriano Vetsani has not only made use of the fence height available to him, also setting some technical lines, but he's also made use of colour and design to try to catch these combinations out. So there's a lot going on. It's also a really atmospheric arena, and lots of riders have commented on that and the fact that they really do need to be comfortable in this ring for their horses to perform as well as possible. This is an outstanding venue. It's become one of the premier destinations for equestrian sport in the world, and we've had riders travel here, as Tom said there. Some of the best riders in the world travel here from across the globe, and all of them have been equally as impressed with the facilities here. We've had comments on the footing, the stables, and many more elements too. We talked to a few of the riders about their favourite parts of this venue earlier on. Take a look at this.
Well, I love coming to Doha. The facilities are amazing for the horses. The arena is fantastic, great size arena. There's lots of space for the horses. The stabling's very good. It's nice for like an older horse like Jefferson to be in the sun this time of the year and not in the cold climate. I think that makes the horse's body feel a bit better, and yeah, they just all feel in a really good place here.
You say that's the same for the rider as well?
Yeah, I think it could be the same for the riders as well, yeah.
I think for me, okay, it's my country and I love the weather and I love the facilities here. We have a lot of places that you can train easily without getting traffic anywhere. And the city itself, it's amazing, Doha, and the people. And actually, I asked also most of the other riders. We are all like a big family in this sport, and they're all really, really happy to be here in Doha.
You know, you can really bring a horse up, give them experience in some bigger tracks in a really good environment. So that's, I think, an amazing thing here. Maybe doesn't get talked about enough, the 3-star series, because it's a kind of a feeder tour into the 5-star. So that's been really helpful.
It's my first time in Doha, and everyone's been incredible. The stabling's amazing, the ring's amazing, the prize money is also a big additive, and we had just heard so many good things that we decided to come.
This facility is just world class, as good as any in the world I've been to.
It's always nice to try something new, and when a beautiful tour like this comes up on the calendar, I mean, we were just really excited to give it a try. It's really nice to do a tour like this because we are traveling so much for the sport, and to be in one place for even a couple months is really, it's quite nice to settle in and unpack a suitcase, and yeah.
Beside us we have a great canter track, which is also adds a good bit of variation. Sometimes a lot of shows, you know, you're kind of stuck going around in circles in small warm-up rings, but we have the canter tracks, we have many arenas to choose from, there's good hacking around, and of course in this time of year the climate is a big bonus. it's very relaxing, I find, also for me and the horses. Everything is very stress-free. Yeah.
We have one of the biggest indoor in the Middle East, or let's say maybe in the world even. And the race track here, it's next to the main arena. So I believe we have something special for the horses here.
Well, we're lucky enough to have a ringside seat on this stunning Longines arena. Of course, the outdoor arena is the stage for tonight's 5-star feature class. You saw those great shots there. Of course, the sun has now set. We are competing under lights, and that adds another element as well. So plenty for the horses and riders to take in. But as we were hearing there, a few of our top names feeling quite settled in now here at Alshaqab. So we very much look forward to seeing them in action. Once again, I am joined by our analyst, Tom Frayne, in the studio, and we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at the runners and riders for tonight's competition. Tom, it's looking like a really good set of competitors for tonight's class, 38 coming forward, some big names.
Yeah, lots of big names. Last night's winners on the start list, and that's obviously a big one to note. Hello Jefferson is coming back again. He's on the latter part of the draw. So I don't expect that Scott will be pulling him out if he doesn't really mean business. There's a huge prize fund on this class. It's 1.55 meters. It's a huge competition. When the winner will be very well rewarded for their efforts tonight. There's a lot of other very good horse rider combinations you can't look past. We see Harry Charles on the last piece. He's come here with a really strong string of horses. He was a winner of a Grand Prix earlier on in the tour. He was a winner last week. I'm sure he wants to be a winner again this week, so don't be surprised if he's not the first clear round that we get here this evening. It's a very challenging track, another very delicate track. It's going to take a lot of control, scope, being really, really careful, and that's going to suit the likes of those top riders. And then you get into the second and third page, and it's full of talent. Abdel Saeed comes back with Bon Ami, again a horse that's won 5-star Grand Prix. You can't look past that. Sheikh Ali Khalid Al Tahini, the local, with Marco Monet. They're on a real good run of form. I think he might have spotted this class on his plan and might have it up his sleeve, and I'm sure he'd like to have a really good showing here. And then Peter DeVos with Primo DV is at the back end of the track as well. But I suppose if I have to pick a winner out of this, you're going to have to go with Jefferson again, aren't you? Hello Jefferson. He was so fresh last night. He looked absolutely brilliant. Now, it was interesting when you saw the interview with Scott. He said he has to be careful because the horse is so in tune with what's happening that things are happening nearly too quick. He has to actually now be concentrating on keeping the horse straight because he's anticipating everything. That's the level of control, or the level of connection that he has with this horse at the moment. The guy doesn't have to do anything. Jefferson's already preloaded and almost anticipating Scott's instructions. It was wonderful to watch last night. This is going to be a fabulous first round. I think we've 38 coming to post. Every one of them has an entry, expects to jump in the first round. We've 8 fences in the second round, and that's going to be helter-skelter.
Absolutely, we really do have that great list, and as you say, you can't look much further past the world number 1 there, Scott Brash, of course, last night's winner. Taking a look at some of the younger talents as well. Millie Allen returns, she goes second. She had a 5-star win last week, and another one often on our radar.
Yeah, she's a very competitive young athlete. She's a consistent winner, and she has a really nice string of horses. She's one of these ladies that the horses really love. You can see the rears are pricked. They work so well together. Definitely, she'll be trying to jump a clear round. She has a young team of horses here, but they're very talented. And if she gets a chance in the jump off, we know that she won't be slow.
Another thing I just wanted to point out as well, we've got a couple of riders who've picked up some established rides. You know, I'm looking at Khaled Al Mobti with Space Cake. That horse had quite a bit of experience before he took on the ride, but a great partnership, and another one exciting, perhaps with the home crowd a bit as well.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity here for riders that have horses that have changed ownership, changed riders, come in at this level early in the season, work on those new relationships, get themselves all sorted out. Yeah, we've had a couple of horse rider swaps around the place, and it's been very interesting. We saw Shah George, a horse previously ridden by Christian Cook. Laura Tribal won the 3-star Grand Prix on him the other day. So we're seeing more of that now, and horses changing riders, different opportunities for people. So there's a lot to be looking at here.
Yeah, absolutely. And also thinking about, you know, the global setting, I guess, of this competition of CHI Alshaqab. We do have some of the highest ranked riders in the world here. Images there of that world number one, of course, Scott Brash. Abdel Saeed ranks 20th. We have another couple, I think Max Kuna at 19, another couple in the top 50 as well. So that's strong too, isn't it?
Oh, very strong. And then look, we've Adina Tops-Alexander here. She's riding Caitlin, a really talented mare. We also have Megan Monsignor. She's been outstanding the last couple of weeks, and she comes with her good Grand Prix horse this evening. I'm really looking forward to that. She's been putting on exhibitions here. So there's a number of lady riders as well who are really well mounted, and they're going to put on a really good showing. It's a worldwide field here. There's some of the best people from all the corners of the world.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait and see.
Absolutely, yeah. So we really do have a very international lineup coming forward, as Tom mentioned there. Very, very strong set of competitors, and we are very much looking forward to seeing how this competition plays out. Tom, I will let you get up to your commentary spot. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
And we're, of course, just moments away from the start of this 5-star meter 55 jump-off class. So I will hand over to our teams to take you through all the action. It's Killian Thornton on your live stream and John Stokes in the arena.
Salam alaikum, good evening and Ramadan Kareem. The floodlights are now at full power. The desert air has cooled and the stage is set for the most prestigious hour of day 2 at the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines of 2026. Tonight, we move from the sprint to the marathon, from the speedsters to the heavyweights. Some you can see, including Harry Charles there on your screen, and the world number one there, Scott Brash, as they walk the course here tonight. This is the class they all want today. A 5-star 155 jump off, a test of raw power, surgical precision, and above all, nerves of steel. The track tonight is a work of this mastermind. It's Olano Vitasani. The Italian maestro of course design has laid out a puzzle that is as beautiful as it is brutal. He isn't just testing how high these horses can jump, he is testing the trust between horse and rider. 1 centimetre of misjudgment, 1 fraction of a second lost in the air, and the dream of Alshaqab victory vanishes. Settled in because these giants have arrived. Let's take a look at the course that he has set here tonight. Well, 13 obstacles with 16 jumping efforts, a length of 490 metres, time allowed is 79 seconds. We start off with fence number 1, the triple bar, with a 8-9 stride distance down to fence number 2, an oxer. We go now on the first of the rollbacks, a left-handed one. That's fence number 3. That will be the first fence in the jump off, important to note. We will revisit that before we start it. It's a 9-10 stride then with a dog leg, left-hand turn to fence number 4, the vertical, heading away from the grandstand. Right-hand turn to fence number 5. This is another roll back. Clearing the oxer, we then take a 6-7 stride distance down to the first of our combinations at a height of 1 metre 50, 155 wide. 1 stride to the vertical at a height of 1 metre 55. 5 strides down to the related distance to fence number 7, or Longines fence. Interestingly, with the plank on top. Left-hand turn to fence number 8. We're heading away from the in-out gate, and also the big screen. 3 strides on the short from 8 to 9 there. Then a left-hand turn to fence number 10. The oxer with 7 strides. Now this is a longer striding down to the first of the triple combination. We have a 2 stride, 1 stride, vertical, vertical, oxer out. 7 strides roughly around that corner to fence 12. That's a water tray, 2 water puddles there. Last fence is fence number 13. Heading back towards the grandstand, about 8 strides from 12 to 13. That's the challenge set here under the bright lights of Alshaqab, part of the CHI presented by Longines. Now you've seen the lines, but now they have to ride them. Ulano Vitasny has given these riders a masterclass in technicality. These riders will be joining us in just a moment in this massive expanse of the arena to tempt them into a gallop, only to catch them with a vertical. That requires absolute concentration. It is a Vitasny special. Transparent, fair, yet but deceptively difficult. The stakes tonight go far beyond the winning rider, but they are looking at a massive prize fund and also essential Longines ranking points. With 38 starts, there is nowhere to hide. Every rider knows that a clear round tonight isn't just a ticket to the jump off. It's a statement of intent for Saturday's Grand Prix. We have the world number one, Scott Brash, looking to continue his historic Doha streak. We have the Belgian powerhouse, Peter Davis, the precision of Germany's Max Kuhner, and our local hero, Bassem Mohammed, carrying the hopes of the home crowd on his shoulders. 22 nations, one course, a relenting tick of the clock. This is why Alshaqab is a CHI. This is why we are the cradle of equestrian excellence. The first rider is in. The crowd is hushed, and the maestro's masterpiece is ready. Let the battle of this 155 jump-off competition with a prize fund of €165,000 begin. A pleasure to have you along with us. Salam alaikum, Ramadan Kareem, good evening, and hello, wherever you may be watching. Well, we have some of the best joining us as the ground jury get a salute by the first rider to step forward here in the Longines arena of Alshaqab. He secured a podium finish in the two-star Grand Prix of Doha in tour number 1 across this 10-week tour of Doha. €10 million of a prize fund. It just continues to grow from strength to strength, and a huge credit to the team here at Alshaqab, and also with the support of the Qatar Olympic Federation. They have continued to grow this into expansive tour as we get underway with Roberto Privatali and Special Mess PS. Claimed second in a massive 5-star one-round speed competition in last month. Really known for his aggression against the clock as he gets us underway with the second of the rollback turns here into the golden uprights, the gold, purple and white poles. Coming down now to the first of the combinations. We will take you through the first couple around the course as Tom Frayne, our analyst, is back with me in the commentary box. Tom, we're looking forward to this.
Yeah, really am. Serious track. It's full 1.55 all the way around. It's a real test. Combination. 2 strides to the vertical. This is a really good solid start. 7 strides here, I think. Yeah. 8 home. Oh, that's such a difficult line. Got as far as the second last fence. Can he keep it on the 4?
Yeah, he does. Crosses there. Disappointing. The penultimate fence. It was looking so good for Roberto Privatali, and I'm Special Mess PS. Just a 4.
Just a 4, yeah. Look, when I walked the track, I only had a couple of minutes to pick my point that I thought was going to be difficult, and this is the line that I picked out. When you jump the combination, it's a huge effort, pushes you up into the corner, and that fence, where it's positioned, the nature of the fence, the composition of it, just makes it a standout, difficult jump for me.
Well, he gives a nice pat there as he leaves the arena. No easy task going as the first here in such an amphitheatre of sports here for equestrian sports. As we go to a lady who was already on the podium, part of our 5-star jumping here today at a height of 1.45 in the Table C competition. She is a European medalist machine, riding Rabana Obolensky and Millie Allen, Great Britain.
Yeah, the first fence is a triple bar. Again, we saw that last week. Don't usually see it. Millie's very quick turning back after the second fence, not wasting any time. 9 or 10 strides up here to the Longines vertical, really tall. Then swing right-handed, full loop back here, and look at this fence. It's a huge jump. These golden horses, very light materials. Again, good use of color. And the materials, again, makes it a very difficult jump. Good up 6 to 7 on the 5. Only 3 poles in that tall vertical again. This is only a 9-year-old horse. What a talent he's going to be. I know he's had a few fences down now, but what a step up for him. Or her, I should say. It's a mare. Now Millie, just keep him going. Combination coming up now. Just get the horse in, let her settle, let her learn from the experience. 6, 7 strides. And then she's come 7 home as well.
Will be a good learning experience there, as it is a total of 20. So 5 on the ground and 75.19 for Millie Allen and Rabana Obolensky N.
Yeah, nothing dreadful here. Just watch this, just a very light touch on a couple of poles. There you see just a real light touch behind, just a little rub in front. This is just a young horse feeling her way around a little bit. And she'll learn from this again. Look, the slightest of touches on that really difficult fence, the second last. I wouldn't let the score get in the way of the performance. You can build on that.
To the third to join us, Nasu Keali, a veteran of the international circuit. Over 500 international starts and a key figure for the Jordanian team right across the Middle Eastern League. He's known for his calm, collected approach, and last week produced a nice performance in the 5-star speed challenge. Let's see how he handles the track at height of 1.50 m this week as well. Riding Guerin de Pontal for Jordan.
It's only a 10-year-old mare by Armitage Boy out of a Dimont Assembly mare. An early fence down on the second fence that ExxonMobil locks her. Rider sets off with real purpose. So now settles into it again. Chances of getting back into the jump off have well gone now, so we'll have to see, is he going to decide to keep going. I suspect he will. An only 10-year-old, the opportunity to get in here and educate your horse is invaluable. Now she's starting to concentrate. Good in the double. 5 strides up here, and she's very careful over that tall Longines with a plank on a flat cup, away from the pocket. Visit Qatar, big water tray under it this evening. And the very careful planks on a narrow plank on the way after that. Now, 6, 7 strides to the combination, 2 strides to the vertical, 1 stride to the oxer, and now 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Riders have to be so committed. 5, 6, 7 home. Finishes up really well.
76.28, but 3 down is a total of 12 for Nasu Keali, Guerin de Pontal for Jordan.
Another 10-year-old really going to learn from this experience. He'll be delighted, I think, the way his mare is finished up on this track. This is the second fence. Look, just a little bit of mistiming. Pushes the front rail out. This is the tall vertical. And again, that's a green horse mistake. But then settled into it. Visit to Qatar. Fence over by the pocket. This is a very difficult jump on this related distance. Look, it's so tall, 155. And on the flat cups, totally unforgiving.
Proceeding to Rika Belinda Barker's Talbot PS is ready to go, approaching the start. A 14-year-old stallion. This rider was third in a 5-star Grand Prix here in Doha a number of years ago, but she's been knocking on the door, nearly getting to that podium. Let's see if she can do it tonight for Denmark.
Wow, look at the scope on this guy. Athleticism. This is the horse you want to be, type of horse you want to be riding if you're going to go jump these big tracks. Big rangy horse, super back end. Watch how he hinges behind the saddle. Now needs to be careful as well, and so far he's been very good. You can see his overreach boot now on his near 4 is just turned up. I hope that doesn't distract him at any stage, but he looks really concentrated. Now into the double. Now sit quiet on this distance. 5 strides up there. Now back from the pocket. You got to jump this big oxer, huge big scopy fence, and now super careful on the 3 strides. That's brilliant. Now we're getting to the business end. Big oxer. Up to the combination. Pop in, 2 strides, slow down, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now power out, now trust. 3, 4, 5, brilliantly ridden on the 7 strides. This could be a clear round coming up. Adds up, she comes the 8, up the inside.
She keeps it clear, and over the last fence means we have our first clear. She smiles, she's relieved. She passed Talbot PS as she produces the first clear here tonight, flying the flag for Denmark.
Oh, this is super effort. Both horse and rider really in tune this evening. They've clicked. They've hit that sweet spot all the way around. You can see horse and rider working so well together. Here we come up to the combination. Beautiful in, 2 strides. Watch how he skipped in there. That's a brilliant effort from the horse. Fantastic understanding and feel. You can see. Have to get a shot of the bridle again. But what an effort.
Well, having to follow that, let's see if we can create our jump off at this early stage. We need a clear round to do so. We go to the world number 39 in the Longines world rankings. He's a Paris Olympian riding Chacarino PS. An 11-year-old gelding is Emanuele Camilli for Italy.
Yeah, by Chaco Blue. The PS, obviously the Schockmuller prefix. Ooh, he has to make an alteration. He's working hard for the second fence. Chacarino just looks very keen at the moment. But Emanuele is no better man just to get him to settle. He's well used to him. They know each other very well. Now he's back on an even keel. Heads up across the middle of the arena. And now gets a roll back here. Time allowed is not super tight. They seem to be generous enough with the time allowed. So gets a good shot to that huge oxer. And now bending line to the double. You can see stays very forward. And now 5 strides up here. Whoa. Really trusts his horse on the front rail. Big oxer, 3 strides into this narrow style, white planks. Brilliant effort. Big oxer now. And then up to the combination. Fence number 10. He's clear here. 7 strides. Jumps in. 2 strides. Lands brilliantly. Powers out. 7 strides again. You can see the riders are so well trained. It's like a training exercise at home. Makes an adjustment.
Could it be the answer to the question at the start? Do we have a jump off? Yes, we do. We have our second clear. Emanuele Camilli will join Rika Belinda Bacher in that jump off.
Yeah, look, we know this is a really good horse. He was maybe a little bit lucky at the second fence. The horse just tried to take over. But then this rider knows his horse very well. Used the turns, got the control back, and then he was foot perfect all the way through. Look, you can see him just making that adjustment, making sure he stays off that top rail. Brilliant effort.
Well, let's see if we can keep this on a roll as we turn our attention to Great Britain's Jane Annette. She rides, correction, we are going to move on to Harry Charles, in fact. So it will be number 7 on the start list and move on to the British rider. He's world number 35 in the Longines world rankings. A gold medalist Olympian and rides Chasco Blue. Harry Charles.
There's his dad, Peter, on the left-hand side, supervising. Keeping an eye. His sister is also here. It's a 16-year-old. Plenty of experience. We know he's already a 5-star Grand Prix winner already this year. He was a winner last week. Very talented. Now, Casco Blue. Lovely way of going. You can see very intelligent horse. Watch his ears. Now, tall vertical. Now swings around right-handed, turns back on himself, and a big oxer then facing him. And come up on the 6 strides to the double. 5 strides to the tall Longines vertical. Now the Visit Qatar, and then the 3 strides. Huge water tray underneath this. Horses are jumping it so well though. And seriously careful. Now, pop this oxer. Now come up on the 7 strides here. Lets the horse travel. And slows up. Jumps in, unfortunately. I think we're going to see that. He's touched that with his belly guard. Good on the distance on that bending line. Callops up to the last fence.
Well, that back rail goes of it, so it will be a total of 8 faults there in 76.31 for Harry Charles and Chasco Blue, Great Britain.
Looked very good up to the combination. I thought he'd ridden that perfectly. You can see just slows up, gets the balance. Watch, you can see just comes back a little bit his shoulder. You're going to see, look, it's just his girth is what actually caught that pole. What a pity. Last fence, here we go, and just that back rail again, just catches it with his girth on the way down. Very good with his front legs, but not to beat this evening.
Well, we continue with another British rider, and set to go next as the bell is rung for him. This is Ollie Fletcher. Ollie goes with BP Pocahontas, is bred by Greg Broderick. It's an Irish sport horse, a 12-year-old gelding. He's a former European young rider champion, but started the year off with that win and the 2-star Grand Prix here in Doha. Looking to get into the jump off also is Ollie Fletcher, BP Pocahontas, Great Britain.
Very talented young man, very stylish rider. Has been knocking on the door here now this week and last week. I'm sure he's going to click and start producing some good clear rounds and put himself in contention for some podiums. Now Pocahontas, a horse he's well used to riding. They have a good relationship. Gets a nice canter through the corner. This is a tall vertical in the 3rd fence. And now you get to settle into it. Canter up across the arena. Longines vertical, 1.55 meters. Now you can see Ollie has his eye on that top rail. His big oxer. Very good. Horse kicks out behind. You can see sends the horse forward on the 6 strides. Unfortunately, the front rail. 5 strides up to the Longines plank. Ollie's going to give his horse a pat. Signals to the judges he's going to retire. Pocahontas is 12-year-old. He doesn't need the experience. He has plenty of it. Keep the powder dry. He'll be back another day.
Well, these riders know the connection with their horses. They know how they feel going into this arena, and they'll know what the challenge is ahead of them. If it's better to save the horses for another time, it's still 3 days of jumping ahead, Tom, so it's really important that the riders have that connection and been able to make the decision.
Yeah, look, here we see that front rail going up, but Ollie's here for a couple of weeks, so the horse is well used to coming into the ring now. There's nothing to be gained. He's used to the lights, he's used to the stadium, he's used to the fences, so keep your powder dry. It's not like he's just arrived here and wants to get in and get familiarized with the arena. He's done all of that. He now needs to come in and execute.
Yeah, 2 days ahead. In fact, well, Max Kuhner is all ready to go as he approaches the start line. It's EIC Quantum Robin the 5th, and goes for Austria's the world number 19.
He's just such a campaigner. He's so accurate always to the fences. He gives his horse every chance. He's one of these riders that makes it look so easy. But what he actually does is he tries to make it as easy as possible for the horse. His balance is impeccable. His presentation to the jump is so accurate. He's got that lovely light seat, and look at the quality of that contact with his hands. Again, look at that little press going in. Goes on the 7 strides to the double. It's such a difficult bending line. That front rail has come again. You can see, we don't often see Max actively moving in the saddle. When you see that, you know there's something on that line. He just had to do a little bit more than we'd normally see him doing. He's had a 2nd fence down now. Quantum Robin is a 13-year-old. Very good out of combination. Now lovely and balanced. There's 2 small water trays. He's just taking the circle now. His hand is going to come up and he's going to retire.
Yeah, another one that decides here that tonight is not the night. It's just been day number 2, and He decides to retire EIC Quantum Rob in the 50s. Already had 3 top 5 performances this week, including third in a 3-star today and yesterday. So very much in form. We're looking forward to seeing him in Saturday's Grand Prix, Max Kuhner. But we continue on, Tom.
Yeah, moving on. Max, just so you can see here, just has that couple of fences down. Look how close he is to the wing there. Just drifted a little bit to the left.
Well, this is a rider that has become a speed specialist here in Doha. She has traveled all the way from Florida, as you see, from the United States of America, with 9 horses here, and on each and every single one of them seems to just continuously perform. Riding Bull Run's Jira is Kristin van der Veen.
Yeah, based in the Florida in the States. That's where she would normally be competing at this time of the year, but has chosen to grace us with her presence, and how lucky we've been. She's been phenomenal competitor here over the last few weeks. She has a very nice string of horses here, both young and old, and really enjoying the experience, but she's so competitive. You can see that real American style, lovely and light, but she's a gritty performer. Loves getting into the jump off. Now, this is really balanced, loads of poise. You can see, look at the concentration in the rider. Little rub on that now. Now, this is a big oxer. You can see sends her horse forward. Now, 1, 2, 3. Trusts her horse on that tall plank. Drops in very, very quickly. She's just naturally quick, this lady. Now, sits up, slows up to the combination. She's added up a stride there, but that's not going to be a problem for her. Now, let's see what she does here. 5, 6, 7. Perfect.
Certainly no issues with time. She just needs to keep that last fence up. A lucky escape with a slight roll forward of the front rail. It rolls back, remains in the cups. Kristin van der Veen has secured her spot in the jump off with Bull Run's Jira.
Yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on. She will love the opportunity to gallop for this big prize fund. She's a prolific winner in the States. She wins a lot of big classes. You can see this horse very good off the ground. Look at the expression, great connection. But she manages this round so well.
Well, that is 3 clears. Let's hear from one of those clears, Emanuele Camilli.
You very quickly, you've had a clear out there. How's it riding there tonight?
Well, my horse jumped super tonight. I'm really happy. The course is pretty technical, but we managed it quite okay. So let's hope on the jump off.
And can we have a little insight into what you are going to do in the jump off?
Yeah, for sure. My horse is not going to be ready, I think, to go really fast, but I will try to do my best. And I need to use him in the Grand Prix as well, so I'm not going to exaggerate it.
Fantastic, and looking forward to seeing you in both the jump off and the Grand Prix. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Well, great to hear from Emanuele Camilli. He is one of the 3 clears. Rico Belinda, Barker, Emily, and now Kristin van der Veen with that performance. We have so much on offer here, including the paintings, the entertainment, possibly a light show at the weekend. Let's see. This is some of the crowd that has gathered here, flying the flag for South Africa. Great to see them enjoying the sport, and some of the younger members of the audience enjoying some snacks this Ramadan as the sun has set. And we are enjoying this sport here this evening as they gather around some of the coffee shops that are beside the arena, enjoying the hospitality, enjoying the sport, and enjoying the culture and life that we bring with this sport, enhancing and enriching the culture of Doha and Qatar. Tom, this is a world-class facility, and they are making use of it across the winter season here by inviting some of the top and best international riders and horses to compete under the bright lights of the Longines Arena.
Yeah, it's fantastic to be able to utilize this facility. We have the CHI on this weekend, so we have the dressage, we have the para dressage, and we have the 5-star international show jumping. We also have a 3-star international show jumping, all going on at the same time. A lot of athletes around enjoying themselves. Deirdre Riley there on the right hand side. We saw her competing earlier on. Everybody's enjoying themselves. It's a brilliant facility here. The competition is outstanding. And we've been here for a few weeks, and when you listen to the riders that are being interviewed, how much they really appreciate it and enjoyed it.
Well, we have enjoyed the sport, but as you say, we've been here for a couple of weeks, and we've also enjoyed the spectacular hospitality that the Qataris have offered us, and it really is a wonderful location to visit. But we have so much more to go here this evening. 27, in fact, in round one, with 3 guaranteed or through to the jump off. Let's see if Roger Chamas will join them with London di San Giovanni, Lebanon.
Yeah, 10-year-old stallion by London Eurocommerce out of a Cardento mare. Settles into the track nicely now. You can see really scopy horse. And a lovely light contact. Look at the length of rein. He's looking for the next fence very early, trusting his horse. Now this is a big oxer. Oh, horse is superb, lands nice and balanced. You can see just moves up to the double. All the riders are respecting that big oxer in the way in there. Travels up to 5 strides, stays lovely and straight. Now press for the back rail. 1, 2, 3. And you can see he really trusts his horse. He knows, put him in the right place, going the right way, and this guy will do the business for you. Look at there again, just goes high. Great use of himself. Now into the combination, jumps the middle part, power out. 5, 6, 7, perfect. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that's a round that is foot perfect. Roger Chamas and London di San Giovanni going through to the jump off.
Yeah, if you watch this, any bit that we see here in the replay, watch how much this rider trusts the horse. Beautiful light contact in his hands. Gets the horse perfectly straight. Had a little bit of a rub at that. Again, watch again. Look, he allows the horse to stretch. He trusts the horse to jump the fence. And boy, did this horse oblige.
And interestingly, pretty much jumping over every fence. His head was already turned looking for the next one. It will be interesting to see him in the jump off as we continue to a speed merchant himself from Italy. Riding Esteban de Hoos is a rider that was second in the 3-star World Cup Grand Prix last week. Also second in the 5-star Prix Amaze Saleh is Emanuele Gaudiano.
Yeah, Esteban de Hoos is Grand Prix horse. He's a 12-year-old by Commodore Belinsky of Balladarue. Beautiful breeding. But this is a horse that jumps a lot of clear rounds, and if he gets through to the jump off, definitely one all the other riders would be worried about. Emanuele Gaudiano is always the master of faster. He doesn't hang around. Esteban looks really well. You can see he's a very powerful horse. A lot of muscle. Carries his head a little bit high sometimes, hence the little sheepskin noseband. Drifts a little bit right there, but Emanuele knows him so well. So he takes his time here. Horse takes over a little bit. Jumps high. 5, 6, 7 strides to the double. He was patient there. This horse is so careful, you can see. Does everything he can to make sure he leaves the fences in the cups. Ooh, he makes a double effort there. Hits the wing on that. You can see the flag moving. Now jump this oxer and then the 7 strides up to the combination. Ooh, slow up. Power out. Stay on the 7-stride pattern. Oh, again, that's a difficult fence. It's claimed another victim. It won't be the first. It's not the first, and it won't be the last.
72.27, no issues with time there, but 2 down. As a total of 8 for Emanuele Gaudiano, riding Esteban de Hoos, Italy.
Yeah, look, horse really tries hard. Look, he does everything to get over that. Brilliant effort. Again, look how careful he is. Look where his front legs are over that vertical. Here we go. This is the difficult fence. Oh, he just drifted a little bit right. And that's the last fence coming up. Yeah, just great effort from the horse.
Well, we proceed now to the first of the riders for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is Lorenzo E.S. as he raises his hand just to indicate He needs the 45-second countdown stopped. But a 10-year-old stallion is a really talented rider. He's ranked 58 in the Longines World Rankings. He goes next, and it's Abdulrahman Al-Araji.
10-year-old stallion by Kamal Fo out of a Casal mare, KPWN breeding. This is a very talented rider. We saw him very strong last year on the GCT, LGCT and the GCL. Starts off with a really good canter. You can see the horse just opening his mouth a little bit. Now needs to just settle into it. Abdulrahman now has it on an even keel. He's going to use this turn now just to get everything settled. Turns back, big oxer here. And then what's he going to do? 6 or 7. Whoa. Working really hard. Horse is super careful. 4 or 5 strides. Has to work really hard away from the corner again. Sends the horse forward. Whoa, 3 strides. But boy, does this horse want to leave the fences in the cups. Now, jumps the oxer. See, he wants to sit quiet, wants to get in quiet here. Runs up nice and deep. 2 strides. Has a little rub on the way out. Has he the control necessary to jump this? He has. Heading for the last fence. He's good on the time.
It remains clear. The crowd erupts, and that is Abdulrahman Al-Araji into the jump off. Lorenzo ES.
Yeah, he's delighted. He had to work really hard. Lorenzo's only a 10-year-old. A little bit strong this evening. We've seen him a little bit more compliant on other occasions, but Abdulrahman really worked hard, you can see. But at the end, when he got to the jumps, every time both horse and rider really concentrated on leaving the obstacles. Did his work early, and then watch, really well done. He sits quiet on that last stride, gives the horse every chance. Again, look, the alterations are done early. Works hard, and then sits quiet. Super down here through the combination. Look, brilliant, and you can watch the conscience that horse has. Did this really well. Yeah, punches the air. He's delighted. We'll see him back for the jump off.
Well, this is shaping up to be quite the jump off. We've 5 clear so far with big names. Let's see if this veteran of the highest level of the sport, a Paris Olympian and a team bronze medalist back in the 2023 European Championships. Let's see if Equestrian Naxel the 5th and Geoffrey Puck for Austria can go clear.
Starts off nicely, gets into a rhythm. You have to drop back really quickly. You don't want to, no need to go outside fence number 10. Gives the horse a big stride, huge scope. Perfect, just has to keep everything nice and even, keep the rhythm, keep the balance in particular. So just keep it all organized, get straight. You can see this horse has so much scope, so much stride. Look, crawls up there on the 6. Oh, has a rub coming out. Waits on the 5. That's how much stride this big guy has. So now he needs to do the same again. Trust him over the oxer. 3 strides coming up here. 1, 2, 3. Difficult for that big horse. Down the hill, away from the pocket. That plank is on the flat cups. This is a serious test. Test of athleticism, test of scope, test of carefulness, test of control. Course Builder is really putting them to the sword this evening. Finishes on the 8.
Yeah, will be 8 falls there for Geoffrey Puck. Just the 2 knockdowns here tonight, preventing him with Equestrian Naxel the 5th into the jump off.
This is the big oxer coming away from the pocket. 1, 2, 3. This horse covers so much ground, you can see on the way up. Just the 2 front feet just barely touching it. This is the second last fence. Again, a difficult jump. Horse just went through his shoulder a little bit, drifted out through the left shoulder.
Well, next, very talented young lady, Megan Mossinier, rides Cooner Tame. She was 3rd in last night's big feature class, part of her 5-star jumping. We've had a word with her today, including in the studio, or at least an interview. She's enjoying her time here in the Doha Equestrian Tour, and in particularly after placing second in the 5-star Grand Prix just 3 or 4 weeks ago for France.
Another super talented French rider. They've come here in strength. She has been brilliant last week and brilliant again this week. This horse just shaking his head a little bit now. Megan not getting distracted by it. Oh, he's had that fence down. What a pity. Just did a little bit of messing on the corner on her. You normally see her up on that really nice rhythm all the way through the track. And there you can see now he's slotted in to that nice control that you normally expect from her. 7 strides up here. And the front rail is gone again. Now she's going to come away from the pocket here. Crooner Tame, 14-year-old by Conrad. You can see, look at the intensity, the focus the rider has. Lovely and still with the body. Superposition over the top of the jump. Brilliant through the combination. Lets the horse just skip through it. Now the 7 strides to this narrow fence. He's foot perfect there. And the last fence coming up.
So A falls as she crosses the finish line in 74.67. 2 down then for Megan Mossinier riding Crooner Tame, France.
This is the second, this is the third fence, I should say. And look, the slightest of touches behind. Trying to turn left-handed. Just the timing. Look, just ever so gently rolled it out of the cup. This was a little bit of a miscommunication here. Went to 7 strides to the double. Just didn't get the front end out of the way in time. And then settled into a much better rhythm. Things settled down and jumped the rest of the track. Look, finished up quite well.
We go to Droit Sabre as we approach the halfway point. We will take an arena maintenance break in 4 combinations time. Droit Sabre Dourados, a 13-year-old gelding, Portugal.
Yeah, by Dorado out of a Corner Dublinsky mare. Very talented horse. He's building up to this now. I'm hoping for a good showing for him this evening. We know he's well able to jump these fences, just needs to concentrate now. He has a really talented man in the saddle. We know that Duarte is one of the consummate horsemen that we have on the circuit. Came from the eventing background originally, but boy has he stamped his authority on the jumping game. Works hard there, gets up on the 6, gets up on the 5. Yeah, really setting out now. This is looking very good. Come on, big oxer. Now control the 3. Much better now from Dourados. He's concentrating on the job. You can see his ears pricked. Okay, up to the combination. Vertical, 2 strides vertical. Pops in, beautiful. Whoa. Now a little press. Now get the 7. 5, 6, 7. Great effort. Last fence coming up. Come on.
Needs to keep cool, needs to keep composed. He does so. It's another clear. Kira number 6 goes to the Portuguese man, Droit Sabre, riding Dourados.
Yeah, here's a horse that we've seen just improve day on day. We know he's a talented horse. It's early in the season, but boy, he's come out this evening. He's really concentrated. You can see the focus. Look, we always know Duarte is working. He's focused, but not all. Dourados hasn't been on the same page tonight. He is. Looks like a really strong showing. We'll really want to see what he does in the jump off.
We go to a rider that's ranked 122 in the Longines World Rankings. He was a World Cup winner in Riyadh to end the year last year in December. But last week finished second in the 1.5 million Grand Prix of His Highness the Emir's Sword. Riding Space Cake is Khalid Al-Mabti for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Khalid has had a great, fantastic show. We know he's very, very talented. Ranked 122 in the world. Space Cake now is a 14-year-old mare. She's absolutely stunning. Look at her. Real athlete. And look how light she is on her feet. Now, looks an absolute picture, and she's so athletic. Little loose ring snaffle. Cross noseband. pops that. We swing right-handed. This big oxer coming along, and then we'll see, is he going to go 6 or 7 up to the double? Comes a little bit wider. 5, 6, going to go to 7. Good adjustment. You could see he set that up when he jumped the oxer, was a little bit left of centre. Now pops up on the 5. This mare is lovely and careful. Cuts the corner, keeps the rhythm up to the oxer, reaches for the back rail. Mare is such a conscience. Now another oxer, then 7 strides up to the combination. Gone the 8. Skips in, now reaches for the back rail. 5, 6, 7, perfect on that. Oh no, that's the slowest falling pole I've seen for a couple of weeks.
Well, the last 2 fences go. That is disappointing for a young man that is just continuing to go from strength to strength. Khaled Admobti and Space Cake picks up 8 faults.
Yeah, great effort all the way through. Brilliant here. You can see this is down by the pocket. You look at the height of that fence, you can see in comparison to the mare, she's jumping bigger than she is. Brilliant here again. This is that really tricky fence. Look, it stays, and no, then it decides to roll out of the cup. Really unlucky. And then, unfortunately, we have the last fence just to finish it off.
The accuracy needs to be there right from the start to the end, under the time allowed of 79 seconds. We go to the Greek rider, Iole Mentelenu, Leatis de Toxandria. This is our 15-year-old partner. She's described this as the horse of a lifetime, and she's part of the Monaco Comets in the GCL. This is the 18th combination to step forward.
Yeah, he's a 15-year-old by Toulon. He's been around the world now. He's jumped championships. Iole has such a relationship with this guy, and again, another horse like Duart's really coming on from the tour. We've seen him in a couple of big classes recently, and he just goes from strength to strength. Don't be surprised if he's back to his top form again. Iole really thinks about the game. She's very tactically sound, very technically proficient. You can see sits really well on the horse. Lower leg really still, lovely hand position, makes the adjustments nice and early. This looks really good. What a pity. I believe she touched the wing here. I'm not sure she actually hit the fence. We're on 4 falls, comes to the combination, pops in. Yeah. Comes on the 7 strides again. Last fence coming up.
Clears that last fence, but disappointing with the knockdown. It is just the 4 faults. You can see the disappointment on her face by Iole Mentelenu and Leatis de Toxandria. Interesting to see if we can get that on the replay.
Oh, this is such a pity. That's the first fence, the triple bar. This horse is getting better and better, really coming back to himself. Don't be surprised we see him in the Grand Prix, starting to look very fresh. Here we go. Yeah, look, touches the wing. I don't think he actually touched the fence at all, just drifted a little bit left, but there's only 2-meter wide poles there. Not surprised.
Well, we just have 2 until we reach that break, as we welcome in parts of the German contingent that has joined us here in Qatar. He's ranked in the Longines World Rankings as number 36. He finished 4th in last week's 1.5 million 5-star Grand Prix. Riding Demantino, the 9-year-old stallion, is Christian Alman.
Sets off very nicely. This is only a 9-year-old. But we've spoken about the string of horses that Christian has put together. He's a prolific producer of top-class horses. You know, obviously the association with the Zangerside stud and his ability there to source good stallions and proof them and then compete on them. As a second part of the double down, unfortunately, that's going to keep him out of the jump off. Diamantino, he's by Di Montesemoli. Real powerhouse of a horse, but he's matching that up with athleticism as well. Control and carefulness, to be fair. 5, 6, 7 to the combination. Watch how light it. Look at him. Look at the footwork in the middle of the combination. That's exquisite. He's so light on his feet. Comes to the last fence.
Well, that remains in position, but crosses the finish line. It will be 4 faults for Christian Alman and Diamantino, Germany. That prevents him from getting into tonight's jump off. Still with the 6 clear.
There we go, second part of the double, unfortunately. Means we're not going to see him back. If we get an opportunity to watch this horse down through the combination, watch how light he is on his feet. He just taps the ground, creates the space that he needs.
Well, we go now to a veteran of 4 World Equestrian Games campaigns. He goes for Jordan. It's Ibrahim Hani Bisharat. And he was the winner of the 3-star special 2-phase competition here yesterday, riding this 14-year-old mare, Happiness.
By Van Gogh out of a Clinton mare. Ibrahim's been having a very good show. You can see this mare lovely and strong through her body. Gag snaffle as well. Jump this tall vertical. You can see another horse. She's very quick on her feet in front of the jump. And really expressive in the air. Now, canters around here. Cuts the corner, comes on the inside line. 5. He's gone to 7 strides. Very clever. Just went out a little bit, but she's hit that back rail with her tummy. We're actually going to see. I think she hit that with her girth, not her legs. Now, big oxer here. 3 strides after this. Up to the combination. Moves up and slows up. Pops in. Knows the mare's technique is excellent. Chose to go 8 strides to that fence. And then went 7 home.
4 faults is the total, is the score for Ibrahim Hani Bisharat with Happiness. Just the 4 faults then to conclude the first half of our competition. Well, the prize fund here tonight of €165,000. They're all looking a spot in the jump off to be in with a chance to get it, but it's that knockdown on the replay, as you see, that prevents Ibrahim from getting into the jump off. We have a total of 6 clear at this halfway point. Who will walk away with the largest chunk of that? 41,000 approximately will go to the winner. Those are your clear rounds so far. It is shaping up to be a super night of entertainment. We are so looking forward to this, with those 6 names that are appearing on your screen through to the jump off. We will have some analysis at this halfway stage. Don't go anywhere. We'll hand you back to the studio.
Well, we are at the halfway point in this feature 5-star class of the evening. Brilliant sport so far. 6 clear rounds at this stage, and one rider who has achieved one of those clear rounds is Roger Chamas, and he joins us now in the studio. Roger, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, talk to us about your round. 1 of 6 clears. How was it in there for you?
Actually, I'm very happy with my round. My horse jumped amazing, so I had a really good feeling. So quite happy.
Was there anywhere in particular that you thought would be tricky?
Actually, everything in this course comes quite fast. And especially the turn to the Oxer with the Liverpool, I was a bit lucky there that my horse backed up a bit. So I was lucky that I could get through without the mistake.
And with a Liverpool fence like that, was your horse looking at the water tray underneath?
Yes, actually it's a bit of combination of both things. You have the Liverpool and you have the Oxer that is coming straight away on an angle.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure to have enough impulsion to cover this Oxer.
Now, our analyst Tom Frayne has joined us in the studio. And Tom, you've been watching all of that sport unfold. That was a great round from Roger.
Absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. You must be really buzzing after that. It's not often the rider gets into the ring and just hits a sweet spot. You really trusted your horse. You must have such a rapport with him.
Exactly. Actually, I know that I have a really, really special horse. And the less you disturb him, the better it is. You just need to try to be as light as possible and let him do his job.
Yeah, just to say that be as light as possible, we know that is so difficult to achieve. Every core of your being is telling you to hold and pull, but yet you just look like you were riding with threads this evening. He looks a very sensitive horse, a very intelligent horse.
Exactly. It's a sensitive horse, like you say. And if you see during the course, sometimes he can be a bit against the bit. And here you just need to make sure he can come to the fence a bit against the bit. He has so much quality that this will not be a problem. But if you're a bit too strong, he gets a bit... You don't let him express himself, actually.
He looks like a stunning athlete. You talk about the quality of him. He's only a 10-year-old. He looks so athletic.
Exactly. It's actually, he has like two strengths. His mind, he has a fantastic mind. He always wants to fight for you in the ring. And then also he's very elastic, very athletic.
Well, look, the best of luck in the second round. Your first round was exquisite. I was actually copybook all the way. The riders, just your ability to sit there so nice and quiet, so light. The contact was just impeccable. It was a joy to watch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I wanted to just go back there to the relationship with the horse, Roger, because earlier on you told us that it's yourself and your friend looking after the horse. Talk to us about the bond with him when you're not in the ring.
Yeah, actually, I love to take care of my horses, all my horses in general, and especially a horse like this that I feel is giving me so much every time I ride him. So I really enjoy spending time with him and taking care of him.
And you also told me this is your first time to Doha.
Exactly. It's my first time to Doha, and I hope not my last one.
And have you done many have you flown to many shows with him?
It's the first time that I fly, actually, to go like far from home. Mainly I was staying in Europe. And yeah, now I hope I can do it more times.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck for that jump off. Is there anything in particular you'll be doing there or continuing that light feeling in your riding?
Yes, actually, just keep going the same.
Fantastic. We can't wait to see you there. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Now, Tom, we've got quite the list of riders in this second half to come. Good few names. We pulled out a couple earlier, but anyone in particular that you've got an eye on? Also, we've got a good few clears. How many would you expect in the second half?
We have a good few clears. I think anybody who jumps the clear round here deserves to come back and have a shot at this big prize fund that we have. I'm not at all concerned if we have 15, even if 18 come back in the jump off. We have a fantastic field of horses. Those that beat the course bill in the first round, they truly deserve their chance to come back here. So it's going to be really exciting. There's a bunch of riders that are going to be really disappointed if they're not in the jump off here. Look at Jefferson. He's off. Hello Jefferson stands out as the pick amongst the field. But again, Peter de Vos has been knocking on the door. There's a few other riders. Edwina Tops-Alexander, her horses are in great form. Don't be surprised if you see her in the jump off. But it's going to be a great class. It's going to be up to the riders then to decide themselves what they want to do. Obviously, the number of riders and number of course combinations will depend on, you know, what chances you want to take. It's early in the season. I'm sure you have great plans for your horse going forward. So this is only one step.
Well, thanks so much. It's been great to get that insight from one of our clear round contenders, Roger Chamas. Certainly a name to watch in the jump off. But a horse is already back into the ring for the second half, so it's over to Killian Thornton and John Stokes in the ring to take you through it all.
Thank you, Hannah. As we get back underway here. We hear the fanfare for the second half. And that man is a previous recipient of His Highness the Emir's sword, Santiago Lambre with Zeus for Brazil. Well, many international viewers right around the world as we continue looking for the 6 clear. 6 clears so far. It's Rika Belinda Barker, Manuela Camilli, Kristin van der Veen, Roger Chamas, Abdullah Rahman Al-Araji and Jawad Sabre. Those are your 6 clears. Let's see if we can get one for Brazil. Riding the 16-year-old stallion. He's off. Really big scope over that first fence, the triple bar. Into our main sponsor of the CHI, ExxonMobil Oxer. Ten strides down to 4. Is the second of the rollbacks, a right rein. Into the first of the combinations. Clears the plank, now heads towards the in-out gate, away from the big screen here in the arena. Really positive performance. The 2 stride, 1 stride, clears the Oxer, just 2 from home. Could this be a clear for Brazil? A slight rub of that front rail of the last fence, but the clear round music sound out here. There's a sigh of relief from Santiago Lambre as he goes clear with Zeus, clear round number 7. Yeah, really big scoping horse. That 16-year-old stallion by Cartagena. Plenty of experience from both horse and rider. Really good connection, good chemistry. And a really smart round there. Nicely done as that secures their spot in the jump off. We proceed now to the next. And this is a lady for Spain. Piper de Vega said is an 11-year-old mare and is by Peppermill. Finished second in a 5-star 150 ranking class with a different horse in last week's show. Really has been continuing her rhythm here. Has transitioned really well into the senior level. Steadily climbing up those, or the world rankings. As we go around to fence number 3 now. Nice pace already created from the get-go. On the roll back to fence 5. Seven strides into the first combination. The back rail is knocked at the first element. Clears the plank. And heading for 3 strides there into that plank. And back with me in the commentary box is our analyst, Tom Frayne.
Hi, Killian. Back again. Unfortunately, just looks like we might be retiring. Has a fence down, her hand goes up, just to indicate to the judges' box, not this evening.
Yeah, so 2 down. And the sides, it will be retiring. Pepe de Verga said is Spain, Sierra Martinez Cuea.
Really quality horse, you can see, beautiful expression. That's a big Oxer heading up to the combination, just has a front rail down. Look at those plats, absolutely stunning.
Well, this is such experienced rider, including here in the Longines Arena of Alshaqab. He's won 2 Longines Global Championship Grand Prix, in fact, back-to-back. Let's see if he can do another one. 3 in a row. Well, that will be decided in 2 weeks' time when the LGCT comes back here to Doha. Riding Watnan Bonami, this 13-year-old mare, is the Olympian Abdel Said, ranked 20th in the world for Belgium.
Yeah, look, there's 2. So what a combination. They're both winners, but they're not going to win this evening. The second fence is down. Bonami is a real physical presence in the arena. She's a 13-year-old mare now. My boy, a big boy. You can see huge, big, powerful canter. Interesting to see now what Abdel's approach is going to be. You can see the mare looks very keen. We're not surprised if he'll just keep going quite a bit into the track if he does. If he doesn't, not surprised if he finishes the track, because she just looks like she could do with a little bit of practice. There'll be a lot of classes for this mare to jump during the year. She was busy last year on the circuit. You can't beat match practice. Now up to the combination. Look at the length of stride. Just slows up, just pops in. Whoa, now powers out. Super control. And all the way home, just that second fence is going to keep him out of the jump off.
Yeah, one down. It will be disappointing there for Abdel Said Watnan Bonami. Just picking up the 4 faults here tonight.
Here we go. Look at this. Second fence, back rail. This is the double. Sorry, this is the combination. It was earlier on in the track. It was the second fence that she had down this evening.
Well, we move on to a rider that was part of the French team that won the Longines League of Nations in Abu Dhabi just 6 days ago with a 10-year-old mare, Gloria Gravolette, for France, Jean Sadron.
By Cruzador, out of an untouchable mare. Alphonse breeding. Look at this, just a lovely soft snaffle, flat noseband. Again, Janine, just a lovely, talented rider. Another one of this generation of super French lady riders. Now, keeps a nice connection through the corner. Big oxer. This isn't the biggest mare. That fence is huge in comparison. Now, comes forward on the 6 strides. Hops in. Now, 5 up here. Mare's so careful. Now this is a difficult corner. You really have to ride through it. You can see a little bit of elbow movement indicating she's got the power on. Settles on the corner now again. Mare's really good with her body. You can see she reaches over the back rail. Brave up to the combination. Pats the ground for the middle part. Powers out. And that's brilliant riding around that difficult bend. Oh, just got a little belly low to the second last fence.
That's the fence that will keep her out of the jump off here tonight. The second last fence down for Jean Salon and Gloria Gravolette. Pour France.
Just seemed to do everything correct there. Came around the corner. I thought she'd ridden this impeccably. I'm not sure what the mare does here. Just catches it in front, little water trays, maybe something caught her attention, but it's going to keep her out of the jump off. There's that last fence. It's a huge oxer, no problems at all.
Well, we need to keep them all up as we have 7 clear, 7 proceeding through to the jump off, as this rider, as the highest ranked Danish rider in history, he's 68 in the world in the Longines World Rankings, riding Billy Matador for Denmark, Andreas Schow.
Very strong last year internationally. Great team player. Looks after the Basel Cosmopolitans on the GCL. He's the manager of that team and a regular contributor to their performances. Has a strong string of horses now, and this is his current Grand Prix horse. Real scopy type. You can see lovely combination of power and athleticism. Front rail is gone again. That's a difficult line. It's claiming more than its fair share of victims this evening. Now, whoa, good on the plank. You can see now he's really starting to speed up. with only 7 clear rounds. We're thinking there's a little bit of prize money down the line here. Good through the combination, really clever there. Now look, perfect balance, supports the horse off that front rail. This is a quick 4-faulter, I think.
Very quick, 72.10, but 4 faults is what prevents Andreas Schuh from also going into the jump off. Just the 1 down.
Second fastest of our 4 falters. Yoli Mitaleneo is just the only one quicker than him. She's on 69.91. That early fence down, what a pity. Billy Matador looked really good this evening. Andreas Schuh gives him a great spin. We'll see an awful lot more from them. I'm not sure they'll feature in the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix will be on Saturday, 2 of those, the 5-star and 3-star. We hope you can join us then for that. But for now, we go to one of the most decorated riders in Qatari equestrian history. Riding Marco Monet is an Olympian, Sheikh Ali Khalid Al Thani, for the state of Qatar.
Yeah, hugely experienced rider. We've seen him compete on all the big stages, Olympics, World Championships. He's a multiple Asian Games winner. Very stylish. He's a tall man, but he sits so well. Putting together a really nice string of horses now. Come on, Stanley's his #1, so Marco Monet is stepping up here big time. He's only a 10-year-old. Great control. Oh, lovely. He just pops over that 1.55 meter vertical, makes it look easy. Good control around the corner. Water tray there, I think that's just a little bit of a green young horse mistake. You can see there's a bit of water in the bottom of that as well, and with the lights I think it's just a little bit of a shadow on it, or a little bit of brightness I should say. Comes to the combination. This horse is really growing in stature. Starting to look like a proper Grand Prix horse going forward. Last fence coming up. Only a 10-year-old.
Good experience for that 10-year-old. Just the 2 down, so 8 faults then is the score in 75.68 for Qatar, Sheikh Ali Khalid Al Thani.
Yeah, I think they'll be very happy with that performance. That's a step up for this horse. This is a proper full-on 155 jump off track, and Marco Monet looks really comfortable now at that level. I think that was just a little bit of greenness coming around that corner. It's a difficult line. And then I think once he'd had a sec, you can see there, look, just needed to come back off that front rail a little bit more, I think.
We move to Matthew Morrison and Quebec, a partnership that have really grown up together, and they dominated in the South African domestic circuit. Now moving to Europe and competing here in the Middle East. Top 6 performance last week in the 151 round speed for South Africa.
Yeah, and he was very good last night. Came in, jumped around, was very neat, didn't worry about the time, but presented his horse to every fence. Again, it's only a 10-year-old by Comme Il Faut, out of a quick star mare. Really looks like it's stepping up to this level. Great, fantastic opportunity for this young rider to get in here and mix it with the best. Now he's had that back rail down on that big oxer at fence 4. Now needs to just concentrate, settle down, and get your horse home. Keep it on the 4 now will be a great performance. Whoa. Horse shows a real conscience there down that line to that difficult jump. Good and accurate. And again, horse shows good scope. Now let's see, is he nimble through the combination? Light on his feet, very good. Now stay on the 7. Ooh, just a little bit of a look down at the water tray. Another young horse mistake, I think. Finishes.
Well, a rider that's going from strength to strength, but tonight it's 2 down, and it is 8 faults then for Matthew Morrison, Quebec, South Africa.
Yeah, but we're looking at the quality of the performance here, and I think when Matthew looks back at this, he'll be there with his dad, Peter, when they do an assessment of this. They'll be very, very happy. Young rider, young horse, stepping up to the top level, and they'll be very happy. Yeah, look, you can just barely see. Just a little touch with those front toes. Nice loose ring snaffle. A lot to like about that.
We move to the world number 56. And representing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, he is the fastest man in the desert. And the winner, a recipient of His Highness the Emir's sword last week, winning that €1.5 million Grand Prix. Abdullah Alshaqab goes with Quisandro.
He's a prolific winner. He was outstanding. He was last to go in the Emir sword, and he took full advantage of that. He knew exactly what he had to do, and he executed impeccably. Now he needs to put a clear round here and get himself into contention to get into the jump off here. Quisandro is another 16-year-old gelding by Quintero. Yeah, big oxer here now. Gone high. 5-6 up the inside, a little bump on the front rail. Works hard to get out. Now the plank. Now he's got to come around the corner here and get a good shot to this big oxer. You can see he's working hard. 3 strides. Okay, so big oxer here. You can see he's coming off the corner. And now 7 strides up to the combination. Gets in quietly. Jumps the middle part. Oh, unfortunately, the slightest of touches is going to keep him from our jump off. Now he's takes his feet out of his stirrups. He's going to put his hand up, salutes the judges, and then we can take it that he's going to retire.
So he does, in fact, decide to retire. Abdullah Alshaqab and Quisandro for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
This is up to the combat. This is fence number 11. Pops in, 2 strides in the middle. This is the slightest of touches. There you can see it. Barely rubs it with his pastern. Jumps out fine. Abdullah knows he's had a fence down. Decides he's going to keep it for another day.
We go to a rider that produced 2 really nice clear rounds in the previous competition, but finished 5th in last night's big 5-star feature class. She's ranked 46th in the Longines World Rankings with clear round El Mondo for Switzerland, Nadia Peter-Steiner.
Yeah, I love this little horse. Real dark dapple grey, light on his feet. It's only a 10-year-old by Kamel Fo. You can see, watch, he's so spring-loaded off the ground. Just throws himself up into the air and then uses his body. Now let's see if he can keep it all together. Nadia's in great form. She's been a winner here on a couple of occasions. Has a combination bit on this horse, so we have a long shank on the hackamore, and then also a bit both back to a single rein. Nicely balanced this setup for her. You can see she's a very accomplished rider. Keeps that lovely light seat all the way through. Sits lovely and quiet. Nice balanced hold. Real light contact with the horse. This little guy loves that. You can see he thrives on that support. Oh, there's a little bit of a rub going into the combination. He was just a little bit keener than she'd have liked there. He just towed her up to the first part of the combination. Last fence coming up.
Clears that. It is the first element of the triple combination that goes for Nadia Peter-Steiner. Clear out El Mondo, 4 faults.
Yeah, look, this is a real horse for the future. He's so light on his feet. He's so athletic. You just watch him here. You see, just gets his head a little bit high going up to the combination. And as a result, just doesn't let Nadia give him the space that he needs. And you can see the time. He just barely rolls that pole off the yellow cups. Give him a big pat.
We have 7 clears. Let's hear from one of the latest of those clears. It's Brazil's Santiago Lambre.
Santiago, thank you very much for joining us. You just did a very good clear. Talk me through your round.
Yeah, the horse jumped great. Zeus deserves a clear round today. He's some fantastic horse, and I think will be ready for the Grand Prix.
There's been quite a lot of clears. Is that going to change your approach to the jump off?
No, I think it's a good Grand Prix today. So I will try to go for the jump off. No?
And what does it mean to you to compete at the Doha Equestrian Tour? Obviously, you won here in your first year in 2024. Are you looking to do the same again on Saturday?
Of course, it's a great place. I'm excited to be here again, and I will try to do my best on Saturday.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck in the jump off.
Great to hear from Santiago Lambre there, representing Brazil, and is the latest of the clears to join the Clear Round Club and guarantee their spot in the jump off. You need to go clear to be welcomed back in for that shortened course, which we will visit before we start it. It's a total of 7 and some really interesting and well-deserving names among that lineup. Let's see if we can get one for Egypt through as we continue on with just the 8 left to go. And Ismail Osama El Bori, Aurelia Vant Idl Vigelhof, this 12-year-old mare, with a rider that already has 3 top 7 performances this week already for Egypt.
Abad the Rev out of a Toulon mare. Been very, very competitive. So let's see if he's going to get himself into the jump off here. Starts over this triple bar. 8 strides to 2. You can see this mare really expressive behind. She kicks out. Turns up tight to the vertical. Oh, not going to happen this evening. Just on an inside line, and you can see there at the bottom of the screen there's a lot going on here at the side of the arena. He had opted to try and save a little bit of time coming back to that second fence. I'm not sure what the mare saw, but she definitely wasn't looking at the jump. And that circle away now is going to put 4 penalties, and obviously the time will have been ticking as well. He's absolutely going to cause him a lot of problems. So you can see he's going really wide now. He'll be working out what his options are. Hand comes up. He's decided the night's not the night.
Yeah, decides to retire then. Ismail Osama El Bori, Aurelia Vant Idl Vigelhof for Egypt.
So he leaves the arena.
Just talk us through the sort of things that a rider will need to consider when they decide, no, I'm not going to continue, I will retire, save that horse for another day. We still have 2 more days of jumping. So what is all the factors that they will consider in that moment?
I suppose horse's welfare is going to be number 1. So depending on your horse's fitness and depending what's actually happened. So if your horse has lost a little bit of confidence, if it's seen something, if it's got a little bit of spooked, well then maybe you've got to say, well, hang on a second, tonight's not the night, my horse isn't in that zone that I need him to be in. And that'll go through your head first of all. You can't make these horses do it, they want to do it. So I think that's the first thing you're going to think about. And then where you are in your training schedule, do you need to jump around?
Well, on course now, just clearing the first fences. Between the tops, Alexander, she rides Caitlin Van de Hefnig Z, Australia.
Yeah, super mare. She's by Chaco Blue. She's an 11-year-old now. You can see the stunning physical presence, really smart conformation. Love the length of rein, super shoulder, and she uses them all to great effect. Lovely and light on the ground. Loads of scope. And then she looks like a super intelligent mare. Watch her ears all the time. You can see locked on that fence. Brilliant into the double. Now, need to be very careful up this end of the arena. There's a big oxer with the water tray. Between is super strong there. Oh, she knew coming off the corner. She was doing everything she could as a rider to help the mare. Back rail is gone, unfortunately. This partnership is just going from strength to strength. Not happening this evening. We won't see them back. Again, look how clever the mare is, how light she is on her feet in the combination. Lovely balance on the 7. But catches that, goes low. Finishes really well over the last fence.
Yeah, we'll finish with 8 faults then for Edwina Tops, Alexander with Caitlin Van de Hefnig Z, Australia.
You can just see, watch Edwina there. You can see the body language. She's working hard off the corner. It's up there by the pocket, the big water tray at the back. And again, here we come. This is a difficult 7 strides. Oh, just barely clips it with the near 4 on the way up. I thought she had a really good line to it. I couldn't see what happened there, but just you see that left 4 was just dangling a little bit lower than the off 4.
We only have 6 left to go, 5 remaining after Turkia's Hassan Senturk. He rides Avantoire. There's a rider that already has 5 top 10 performances across today and yesterday. He was the winner of the 3-star 2-phase yesterday, in fact. Hassan Senturk, Turkey.
He's been really competitive both last week, this week, and all the way through the tour. I think this man just loves competition. You can see it in his demeanor. He has very competitive horses. None of them are overly big, but they're all really light on their feet and athletic. I think this man is up for the challenge. Sends the horse to the back rail. Trusts it on the front rail. Watch this little horse as well. Pricks his ears, listens to the rider. Now this looks really good. Nicely balanced, nicely organised. Oh no, front rail on that big oxer is gone. What a difficult jump. It's claimed a few victims this evening. It's going to keep Hassan out of this jump off. And we know how quick this man is and how competitive he is. Skips through the combination. You can hear him just clicking, using his voice. Lovely little horse. Adds the center fence, and he's just going to pop the last.
Over that last with 8 faults in 73.61 for Turkey's Hassan Senturk with Avant Toi.
Yeah, look, he's a 16-year-old. He's been very successful. Just not happening this evening. No major mistakes. It's this front rail. Watch the slightest of touches with the hind leg. Just ever so slightly misjudges it. And then this difficult fence up in the top corner. Again, just not even with the 2 front legs.
Well, just trotting into the arena there is the world #1. My word, is he having a superb time here in Doha. He's won 5 Grand Prix since the start of the new year, all here in Alshaqab in the Longines arena. And he's continued the success, including winning last night's 5-star 1m50 competition, riding Hello Jefferson, a 17-year-old gelding. This is Great Britain's Scott Brash.
Oh, look, what can you say about this combination? Last night they were just on fire. Their performance was, what, 3 seconds quicker than anybody else, and they didn't look like they were going quick. This is a championship horse. He's a gold medal winning horse. Let's not forget that. He's 17 years of age. He's at the peak of his powers, both mentally and physically. You can see Scott now is going to work really hard. This is actually going to benefit Scott this evening, having a jump off, because he just gets to work on keeping the horse straight, keeping the connection. Having galloped him last night and cut all the corners, been super quick. Jefferson now is going to be anticipating what's happening, so just getting into the ring, keeping it nice and level. Look how accurate Scott is. He's perfectly straight. And then Jefferson just doing his bit. Oh, look, he pricks his ears, he looks at the fence, and light on his feet. Big oxer, 7 strides up to the combination. Watch this little guy and what he does with his feet in between the first and second and the second and third part. He's a serious athlete. Watch him. Pats the ground. And again, look at that. Super. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Gallops to the last. He just goes high.
Of course, he's clear. The last fence is clear. He's through to the jump off. Will it be a win here again for the world #1? Scott Brash is through to the jump off with Hello Jefferson.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He is world #1, but that horse is something else as well.
Yeah, he came out early last year and he won a couple of big Grand Prix. He's already won some Grand Prix this year. He won a big class the other day. He's going to keep winning with this guy, but he's got such strength and depth on his string that he can actually, you know, how he places these horses now is what's going to make Scott so difficult to take off that top slot. He's such a winning machine.
We usually see 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. Unlikely to see 17-year-old really in this field. Like he's probably the oldest, one of the oldest among the field here. Talk us through, Tom, maybe that experience and that age.
But when you have a horse with this athleticism and you have him inside the string and a system whereby he's not being overused, and you can pick him out, pull him out and use him as you want. He campaigned early last year in 2025, had a little bit of a break in the middle of the season. Scott used Hello Folly, used some of his other horses, and then he was able to take Jefferson back out at the end of the season and have another campaign with him. So that ability to be able to give him a break, I mean a real break, as in 2 or 3, even I think he might have been out as, you know, had 2 months off, freshen him back up again. So it's, I think if you look back at the number of rounds that he's jumped, you know, he's not overused, so he's been very carefully managed. And then look, Scott is so accurate, he makes the jump so easy.
Well, this is Niels Bruinseels and Oki Flandria. Let's see if he can go clear. He's a previous winner of the Doha Grand Prix here for Belgium.
Yeah, look, Niels is on fire as well. He's been jumping a lot of really good rounds. Really such an accurate, such a stylish rider. This mare is quite a character. She's so cool. If you watch her, she just canters along, makes it look really easy, but boy, when she gets to the jump, has she got technique, has she got cleverness, she reads the jump so well. Watch her there, there's lovely light contact, ears pricked. She makes it look so easy.
Really intelligent round as Niels Bruinseels also secures a spot in the jump off. Some happy faces in the crowd, and he breathes a sigh of relief with Oki Flandria going clear. Belgium.
This mare just takes it all in her stride. Look, little snaffle bridle. You can see she just canters down. Doesn't, no big drama. Yep, just put me in the right place, going the right way, and leave the rest to me, and no better man. Look at that lovely soft contact, perfect position in the air. And she just generates so much power off the ground, combines that with brilliant technique, and look how clever she is. You can see Niels just gives her a little bit of extra support off the ground, make sure she gets that front rail. Little adjustment, 2 strides out there, so subtle you'd hardly notice it.
Yeah, really well done.
Yes, I'd like some Polemins, please, because I'm very good, and she is.
Well, we only have the 4 left to go, and they're all big names in the world of international show jumping. Starting his round, Peter Davis, Primo DV, ranked 51 in the world, Belgium.
Another on-fire combination. We saw them last week. They were placed in the big class, one of the big classes, placed in the Grand Prix. Different horse. This guy's a big-bodied horse, beautiful athletic type. You can see another gag snaffle. Real intelligent horse as well. Again, I think the story here, having bred this horse and brought him all the way through to compete at the very top level, must be just such a feeling. You know, when you think you sit down at the kitchen table and decide on the matings, on the stallion you're going to use. Oh, Primo, you've had the back rail down. You know, but you can just imagine as a family breeding horses to this standard, but then actually producing them, bringing them forward through their competitive careers. I think it's just brilliant. Now, we're not going to see him come back, unfortunately. He adds to his already 1 fence down with that difficult vertical in the corner.
And the last fence down also. So a total of 12 there for Peter Davis and Primo DV for Belgium. It's a real sense of pride when they do produce and they breed the horses through, Tom, and especially from a young age.
Yeah, the DeVos breeding operation is world class, and you know, then obviously you've got a world-class rider bringing on these horses. We've watched these horses come through over the last couple of years, and that journey that they've been on, it's great. And nowadays we get to see it. You know, we can, you know, you can almost live it with them. I think it's a brilliant story. You can imagine being there when this guy was a little foal, watching him out in the field as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, the dreams, you know, what's he going to be when he grows up? But then actually being able to live it all the way and bring him here and jump these big tracks. And don't be surprised if you see this guy in the Grand Prix.
Especially in this arena. As we go to Hans-Dieter Dreher. Hansi with Westmill de Cotes. World number 55 goes for Germany, to Deutschland.
This is such a strong partnership. Westmill de Cotes, he's a 17-year-old by Valladolid out of a Landor mare. Look, big, scopy horse. Bit of a character, you'll see him. He's quite energetic, doesn't always stay straight. I think it takes a man with Hansi's experience to ride this guy, because he wiggles a bit like an eel sometimes, comes around the corner, he goes a little bit sideways, a little bit forward. Hansi doesn't get too worried about it. He knows at the end of the line he gets nice and straight, and he's really scopy and careful then. Look, he just moves his shoulder a little bit, and he just stays nice and relaxed. does the work that he needs. Watch the elbows, a little bit of encouragement now. Holds him off that. Lands here. There's a lot of moving parts with this horse. You're making a lot of micro adjustments now. Up to the combination. Whoa, big fella, steady. Up this now, power on. Now you got to stay on the 7. 5, 6, 7. Oh, brilliant.
Could this be clear round number 10?
7.
It is. Hansi is clear through to the jump off with Westmal de Cotis for Germany. Well, a super performance by such an experienced rider at this late stage. He will be through and relieved as he goes. But had to struggle the odd time there, Tom.
Yeah, he's such a character, this horse. You can see, like, he's going a little bit sideways, a little bit, and every which way. But when he gets there, boy, does he jump. As I say, Hansi knows him so well. They've been together for a long time now, this pairing. They know each other. He answers all the questions.
Well, let's see if we can get another through for Brazil. We already have one Brazilian rider, Santiago Lambre, through. This is the second last to go. He's ranked 107th in the world. Riding Catulion is a rider that finished 3rd in last night's big 5-star class. This is Marlon Mondolo Zanatelli.
Yeah, just a top-class rider. She's such a talent. Makes it look really easy. So light on the horse, as you can see, sits so quiet again. He's a top rider for Ashford Farm in the Carl's operation that has really become a powerhouse in international show jumping. This is a lovely horse. Look at the balance. Again, you talk about the quality of the contact and the connection. Marlon just doesn't look like he's doing anything at all. Has a fence down, unfortunately. We're not going to see him back in the jump off. It's only an 11-year-old by Toulon. Yeah, just a little bit too brave up that line. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot more of this combination now.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking at the big screen there to the scoreboard, which does display 16 faults, and maybe deciding that's a little bit too much to continue at this early point of the course. No need to continue, as we still have plenty of jumping this week. It's Marlon Mondolo Zanatelli deciding to retire Catulion for Brazil. Well, only one left to go. We have 10. Will it be a perfect 10 that goes through to our jump off? It's all our athletes represent a different nation. Could it be another rider for Germany that gets through? Well, he rides this 9-year-old mare. It's by Emerald. Last to go is Lady Concern du Renzedal for Germany, Philipp Weishaupt. Well, all these riders.
This is a man who's won in all the big arenas in the world. This horse is in great form. It's only a 9-year-old by Emerald. But if you want to have somebody on his back to bring on a young horse and produce him up to a standard, this is the man that you'd put in the saddle. He's the top rider now in the Riesenbach stables. You can see another guy with just great connection with the horse, rides with that lovely length of rein, and again just allows the horses to express themselves in the air. Puts a leg on, a little press going into that, and then sits quiet here. And again, watch how quickly he is away from the back of the jump. Powers through the corner. Knows it's a young horse, not going to let anything to chance. And that's brilliant riding down that line there. Really supported that young horse. Now, up to the combination. Oh, he's a little bit off that. Again, the horse skips in the middle, has a little rub, but he gets there. Gives the horse loads of space. Last fence coming up. We're going to have another one through to the jump off.
Yes, we do. It is clear round number 11. Philipp Weishaupt is through to that jump off with Lady Concern du Riesendahl. Absolutely foot perfect with that 9-year-old mare by Emerald. He has been on form. He was a winner here just 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, in fact. in the 145 speed challenge. He finished third also that week in a 155 star. Let's see, will he be crowned the champion here tonight? Well, in just a moment we will see the start list in that order. They will appear in the jump off in a shortened course, a changed course at that. And that will be the jump off here tonight. Don't worry, we will have a preview of that. We will have further analysis in just a moment. But as they will enter in the arena in that order, Rika Belinda Barker starts us off. Emanuela Camili, Kristen van der Veen, Roger Chamas, Abdulrahman Al-Araji, Duarte Sabra, Santiago Labre, Scott Brash, Niels Bruinseels, Hansi Dreher and Philip Weishaupt, all in that order displayed on your screen. That is as per the original start order. Well, who will be crowned the champion? Who will be crowned the winner of the big 5-star feature class here tonight in the Longines Arena in Alshaqab, part of the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. Studio analysis coming up in just a moment.
Well, a fabulous first round in this 5-star feature class, the meter 55 jump-off class here at CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. Great to see some of those highlight images there from that first round. Of course, closing off with your world #1, Scott Brash, who is one of the clears, one of 11 who will progress through to our jump-off. It will be tackling a shortened course in this jump-off round, and it will all be about speed. Once again, our analyst Tom Frayne has made it back down to the studio to join us so we can take a closer look at that lineup of 11 that will come back. So Tom, first of all, 11 as a number, the number you might have expected?
Yeah, it's good actually. Yeah, we've 38 came to post, so that's plenty. Yeah, then anybody who's in it deserves to be here. It was a serious test in the first round, so anybody who managed to beat the course builder deserves their opportunity at a shot at a serious prize fund pot.
Was an absolutely tricky course with poles falling all the way around. I think there were a few parts there that we saw fall a good few times, especially those final lines that you identified for us earlier.
What I just love about the courses that Uliana Vazani, our course builder, builds here is he rewards positive riding, he rewards accurate riding, he tests all the horses' skills and competencies. You need scope, you need carefulness, you need athleticism, and you need intelligence. And the horses that have come through, and you need that from both horse and rider, and together. And that's to be fair. And he brings out the very, very best in these horse-rider combinations. And that's so difficult to do, but he does it so well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting to think of that, really. You know, as you say, we talk about the horse's kind of capabilities, but very much is the rider as well. So
yeah,
now
they're a partnership.
Exactly. So let's have a look then at the list of our 11. So early on then, Rika Belinda Barker and Emanuela Camili. Some good clear rounds there, as I say, quite early on in that first round. They could be ones to set down a good time, and then the rest will have to chase them.
Yeah, we've got to cast our mind back. I thought Rika's round was absolutely superb. She came in very early in the draw. She was the first one. She set a really positive round. She was so accurate. Her horse looked phenomenal this evening. I think if she can come in, forget the fact that she's first to go, again, execute her plan like she did so clearly in the first round, she could put an awful lot of pressure on the 10 coming behind her. As I say, her horse is very quick, it's very athletic. She can make her plan, do the best that she can do, and then load it up for the rest. Look, for sure, there's a couple coming behind her that we know that if they click, they could be very, very fast. But it's all about putting pressure on. If they make a mistake, she's sitting there then in pole position.
Yeah, it really is going to be about potentially for those riders sticking to their own plan. But looking a little further down, there's a good few riders who've had some success here already. Kristen van der Veen, one of those very consistent riders. Abdulrahman Al-Raji, he won the 3-star World Cup here last week. Both of those could be seriously quick.
Yeah, they're going to really try. We know Kristen is super fast against the clock. Al-Raji as well. He's another man who loves going fast. He has an opportunity here. He won't let it slip. It won't be for the lack of effort. So he's definitely one who'll come out of the traps and he'll go all guns blazing. Go a little bit further down the draw. Scott Brash is there. That's the one we're all going to be looking for. If there was a bookie here, he'd be the odds-on favourite to win this. We were just saying in the commentary, I think the fact that he's had the first round, having galloped the horse last night and done all the quick turnbacks, the fact that he got to straighten him up, get the control back again, that first round is actually going to help him to come back and be even stronger in the second round. So it's really set up for him. If he doesn't click, keep a good eye on Hansi, because he's been knocking on the door for the last couple of weeks. He's such a competitor. We know he loves it at the highest level. Veterinary is in really good form. You could see him, he was skipping all over the arena, but so light on his feet when he got to the jumps. If there's a crack, if the door's left open, I think Hansi's the man who's going to seize the opportunity.
Well, there you have it then, some big names to come and a couple of potential dark horses as well who really could give them a run for their money, but plenty to come, of course, in tonight's jump off. All about speed. This is the final showdown of the day. We cannot wait to see how it plays out. I'll hand back over to Killian Thornton on our broadcast and John Stokes in the arena to take you through the jump off.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. It's really exciting here as we continue to prepare for this jump off. The marathon is over. The sprint has begun. From 38 starters, we are down to just 11. These are the elite, the riders who didn't just survive Ullano Visani's masterpiece, but mastered it. 11 combinations from across the globe have earned their place in the high-speed chess match. And for them, the technicalities of the first round are now a memory. Now only one thing matters, the red line of the Longines clock. Ullano Visani has stripped the course back. He has left the scopes that test some of these horses in place, but opened up the gallop lines. This jump off is a classic maestro trap. He is tempting these riders to turn tighter than they've ever turned before, to take the Gaudiano lines that we may have seen in the first round, to shave the paint off the wings of the Alshaqab verticals. We have the ultimate speed specialists ready to strike. We have the American Lion, Kristen van der Veen, the surgical precision of Great Britain's Scott Brash, and the crowd's energy behind the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Abdulrahman Al-Raji. This is the jump-off course. This is the test. Fence number 3 with a left-hand turn to fence 4, the vertical. Clear that. And it's the first of the rollbacks, a right-handed rein on the right-handed turn into fence number 5, similar to the first round, 3, 4, 5. Now we change. We're going to fence number 2. That's the ExxonMobil fence, the Oxer, heading towards the pocket and big screen, looking towards that direction. But we then take a sharp left-hand turn. How tight will our riders choose to go? They need to be clear, or the fastest clear, we presume, will be our winner. Let's go down to the next combination. It was a triple. It's now stripped back to the second and third element. One stride from the vertical to Oxer. Final all-important gallop to the last fence. Clear that and remain in under the time allowed of 52 seconds. The fastest round will be crowned the winner here tonight. They know that in a jump off of 11, a safe clear is just the ticket to 4th place. To win tonight, they have to risk it all. The strategy is simple, but the execution is everything. Land, turn, and do not pull. The first of the 11 is making their way to the arena. The crowd is ready. 11 to go. Only one will be crowned the winner here tonight. Back with me in the commentary box is Tom Frayne. Tom, this is the big one. €165,000 of a prize fund. The stakes could not get any greater here today.
How much to the winner?
The winner will get €41,250 approximately.
Not a bad evening's work. But let's get ready to rumble. This is going to be serious. We're waiting for the first horse to come up from the chute. We've had a phenomenal first round. We're looking forward to seeing these 11 horses come forward and fight it out.
Well, you can see some of the crowd that has gathered here, both old and young. There's Carol G and some of the members of the public that have joined to watch on. There's the South African supporters as they are here. Give us a big wave.
Okay, let's go through the track very quickly. We're going to start off the vertical that was number 3. Then left-handed up to the Longines vertical. Our first horse is just trotting into the ring. Then we're coming back right-handed to fence number 5. That's that big oxer with the golden horses on it. Now we have crossed to the ExxonMobil. That walks 7 strides. If they get a real good shot at it, somebody might be brave enough to go 6, but I think 7 is going to be the number. Then we're going to jump. What was the oxer is renamed before what was the combination. So that's down as fence number 15. So that's a rollback. Let's see how brave they are on that. Up to 2 parts of the combination, and then we've a really long run from 11C to fence number 13 all the way across the top of the arena. This is going to get quick. Hold on to your seats.
We're so looking forward to it. The pressure is on for these 11 athletes who will walk away with the largest chunk of their prize fund. The very best of luck to all of them. If you have just joined us, salam alaikum. But sit back, relax, buckle up, as this will be a very exciting jump off. Rika Belinda Barker starts us off. Talbot, BS, Denmark.
Yeah, I love this round. In the first round, she was absolutely foot perfect everywhere. The horse is an absolute superstar. Light on his feet, scope, be careful. I think if she can post a nice clear round, don't hang around, put the pressure on all the others, let them come and chase her, would be my tactic. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there's a roll back here. Really neat. Now sits tall, puts her eye on the fence. You can see here, look at her, great focus. Tall vertical, 155. 8, 9, 10 strides. Now turn right and gallop to the last. You can see this horse really covers the ground. She's not kicking him, she's not chasing him, but he's quick, he's athletic.
Is it clear? It is. The last fence remains up. What a way to start us off. The Pathfinder, Rika Belinda Barker. Talbot PS goes clear for Denmark in the time of 47.96. Will that be our winner here tonight?
Remember, you need to jump a clear round if you're going to get your nose in front. She's put on a really smart performance, tactically very clever. I love this horse. He's a real Grand Prix horse. He's pinged around here and galloped down to the last. She'll be very happy with that. So she walks out of the ring. Quite happy with her evening's work.
Well, that's a super way to keep the pressure on the remaining riders here, and having to follow that round is the world number 39. He has focus and determination on his face as he approaches the first fence, riding Chacarino PS Emanuele Camilli, Italy.
Yeah, he managed this round brilliantly in the first round. Horse started off, he was a little bit aggressive at the beginning, but Emmanuel just knew exactly, knows his horse so well. So sat nice and quiet and then just settled into the rhythm. We heard him being interviewed out in the warm-up arena after that round, and he said, yeah, look, he's going to try and go as fast as he can. Settles into a really good rhythm now, just nice and wide. He's given this a lot of respect. Comes forward to it, yeah, jumps it and lands nicely. Now you can see double verticals. Sets sail up here. Good and strong in. Horse excellent to come back out. What an effort from the horse. Again, comes across the arena. He's galloping towards the last fence. Here we go.
Clears that fence. It is ever so slightly quicker, just under half a second quicker. Emanuele Camilli, Chacarino PS for Italy, goes into the lead.
Yeah, the clear round is so valuable. And another tactical round, percentage round, knew what he had to do. Give his horse every chance to jump all those fences. Clear round is what you need. Now he's got his nose in front, it's advantage. Emanuele Camilli. Rika pops into second place now. Let's see what happens.
Well, let's see what happens indeed. I'm so excited to watch this lady. She has continuously performed at the highest level in the last 3 weeks of this tour. It is Bull Run's Gira for the United States of America, the world number 44, Kristin van der Veen, with a time to beat of 47.52.
What a cool customer. She's literally just walked into the ring with the horse on the buckle end of the rein. Just strolled in, nice and relaxed. Dropped her hands. Now she's just picked up the canter and barely picked up the reins. We know this lady is fast. We know Bull Run's Gira is also quick. Jumps the first fence across the angle. And now watch this, she's just going to wind it up. Goes from right to left to right. And now this is really tight back to this big oxer. Now we're way up on the clock so far. Jumps this on the angle. And this lady's well able to execute a nice tight turn back. Yeah, she's very fast. Pushes through the corn. Whoa. Just drifts a little bit left to make a bit more space. Really clever riding. Gallops up here. How brave is this? And now she will gallop to the last, I have no doubt. Look, she's set stale. Straightens up. Gets the stride she wants. This is brilliant.
Will this be a new leader? It's not, as the back rail of the last fence goes. It is so disappointing and surprising for Kristin van der Veen, Bull Run's Gira, but she gets a big round of applause, as that is a hugely noble effort for the lady from the United States of America.
Yeah, she's so quick. She really has taken seconds off the previous ones, but remember, you need a clear round. Done everything right. This is the last fence. Jumps it. Look what happens. Just ever so slightly touches that back rail. Gives her horse a big pat. She knows it was a solid effort. She'll be disappointed, I'm sure.
Well, word from the pocket that Roger Shamas will be a non-starter here in this jump-off. So we move on to one for the home crowd, as they're very much behind these Saudi Arabian riders. He's ranked 58 in the world. Back in with us with Lorenzo ES for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdulrahman Al-Araji.
Yeah, Abdulrahman, he is going to gallop. He's already jumped the first fence at speed. Now, he's brave as well. He's on an inside line here to the big oxer. Does he get the shot he wants? He has. 5, 6, 7. Jump on the angle. Now again, comes around this fence, turns back left-handed, keeps the power. He's got a little bit wider. See him pushing through the corner. Watch the body language. Horse is super careful. This horse has such a conscience. Now he's brave up to the last two parts of the combination. Horse quick on his feet. Now he turns right. He's not going to leave anything in the tank. He's going to bring it all to the last fence. Can he jump it?
The crowd are behind him. He is nearly 5 seconds quicker. Abdulrahman Al-Araji, Lorenzo ES, puts his fists up to the air. He points to his 10-year-old stallion as he celebrates going into the lead.
Yeah, Lorenzo ES is one of the most careful horses I've ever seen. He does everything he possibly can to leave the fences in the cups. Look, he galloped to the first fence, jumped it from right to left, and that showed he was already on the money. He's just wound it up all the way, and boy did he gallop down to the last fence. Look at the horse here in the combination. Absolutely brilliant. He just bats the ground, backs off that, then down to the last fence. He just galloped as quick as he possibly could. He has every right. He applauds his horse, and rightly so. What a superstar.
The question is, Tom, will anyone be able to beat that? What do you think?
They're going to try, no doubt. The riders coming in here, they don't know when they're beaten. They're such competitors, they're such sportsmen and women. But we have a serious lineup here tonight. They believe they can beat them.
Absolutely, and a real gentleman of the sport goes next at this halfway point of the jump off. The pressure is very, very much on. We need a clear, and we need a seriously fast clear. As Duat Sabre goes, Dorados, Portugal.
Dorados looked in great form in the first round, really focused and really putting it all together. Duarte again, really fast. Carl G, one of his owners, is the owner of this horse, is here. She'll be jumping up and down, I have no doubt. She's such a great supporter and such a sports person herself. Former international event rider, competed at championships herself. Now she in a supporting role. Now needs to come back nice and tight here. This horse is quick across the ground. Don't be surprised if he posts a good time. Come on, up you get, big fella. Now gallop up here. He's an intelligent horse and he's smart. He's up on the time. Good in. Comes out on the right-hand side. Now he's going to gallop to the last. Can he get the distance he wants? Has he got the shot? Yeah, he has it. Keep coming.
Yes, it's a clear. It's 0.05 of a second slower than the leading time set by Abdulrahman Al-Araji, 42.71. Well, Duarte Sabre is now in second with 42.76. What a performance.
0.05 of a second. How do you describe that over 8 fences and 600 kilo horses? There's absolutely nothing between these athletes. That just goes to show they are on the edge all the way. This is a brilliant performance from Duarte and Dorados. Pity they didn't get their nose in front, but not to happen. It's a brilliant ride down here to the last. You can see, look straight, accurate, brilliant.
Well, it's so hard, as you say, to describe 0.05 of a second. It's not even a blink of an eye. It is so tight, but that's what makes this sport so exciting as we continue to the Brazilian rider. With this stallion back in with us, it's Zeus and Santiago Lambre.
16-year-old. This guy is plenty experienced. Santiago, again, another man. He's been in the sport a long time. He's won a lot of really good classes. He knows what it is to compete at this level. Now jumps the first fence, and you can see, uses this horse's big stride. Now and again, he's going to turn back up nice and tight here. He knows he's got scope and carefulness. He's really tight here. And great reaction. He knew he's a little bit out wide there, so he kept galloping on the 7. Now watch how tight he is back here. This is the tightest we've seen. Can he jump it? He does. Now he gallops to the 2 parts of the combination. Now Zeus just sit up. Oh, what a horse, what a careful horse. Now they're all whistling. I don't think they need to encourage this guy to gallop. This is brilliant.
He was a previous winner of His Highness the Emir's Sword, and tonight he goes into the lead with Zeus. Santiago Lambre, 40.86.
Wow, what a round. He just wound this up all the way. He knew his horse really well. Zeus, he's such a character. Look, he walks out of the ring. He knows he's done his work for the evening. Brilliant performance. What a talented horse. Look at that for technique. That's a huge oxer. Now he knows he was a little wide. Galloped up on the 7, but this was brilliant. Look back, how tight can you be? This is massive jump. It's 1.55 meters, and here's the 2 parts of the combination. Look at that for technique. Yep, every right to celebrate.
The crowd are behind each and every single one of them as it keeps getting quicker and quicker. Will it get any quicker than 40.86? Well, the world _1 is back in with us. He won the big 5-star class last night. Let's see if he'll do it again with this superb gelding. Hello, Jefferson. It's Scott Brash.
Yeah, right to left on the first fence. He's going to go left to right on the second fence. Has a little rub on that. Now watch this. Keeps coming, keeps coming, keeps coming. Now he comes on the 7. Goes high, has a little rub. Goes 8. But he's so quick across the ground. Watch this horse. And look at him bat his feet on the ground. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, he jumps it. Okay, this is there or thereabouts. We got to see he's up on the clock. Now, can he bring it home? Again, in on the left, out on the right. And boy, he's galloping at the last. Here we go, coming to the last fence. He's flat out.
The answer to that is yes. Yes, he can go quicker than what was the leading time. The world #1 is again tonight in that top spot. Scott Brash and Hello Jefferson is on course to win again.
Yeah, just showing their true quality here. This is a difficult jump off track, but just they worked it out all the way. Look here, this is back to the combination. Has to make a huge adjustment, but Hello Jefferson is such a talent. You can see the horse knows exactly what the challenge is. He slowed up, listened to Scott. And here we go. Look at him in the second part of that combination. And he gallops. He's so quick across the ground. Scott sits up, keeps him off the front rail. Look at the expression on Hello Jefferson. He knows he's a superstar.
Absolutely, and there's only 3 left to knock him off that top spot. We go to Belgium's Niels Bruinseel's Oki Flandria.
Sets off. Nice even canter. I think Niels is looking for a clear round here. Nice and neat. He's not getting involved in a race against the others. He knows he can only do what his mare's capable of, and that's pure horsemanship. This mare's an absolute sweetheart. She's such a character, brave as a lion. Here we go, and that, look at that for intelligence. Watch your ears, listen to Niels. Now into double. Big adjustment. Wow, what an effort she made there. Wasn't to be, unfortunately. She just clips the front rail out of the top cup. Coming to the last fence on 4 faults.
And it is a score of 4, as it is just the 1 knockdown, but he still gets a big round of applause, as that's a great effort, understanding the limitations there of Oki Flandria, or how much he wanted to push, as you say, Tom, with the 4, goes into rank 8th.
Yeah, she's an absolute superstar, this mare. Look, she just catches it behind, unfortunately. She's really giving this an honest effort. She's such a trier, to be fair to the mare. Niels does a brilliant job on her. You can see, cut the corner where he could, turned her back up to the tall vertical and galloped up. Well, what a partnership.
There's 2 left to go. They're both ranked within the top 100 riders in the world. The time to beat is 39.93, and this is Hansi Dreher, Vasmil de Cotes, Germany.
This is possible. I know Hello Jefferson is so fast across the ground, but when it comes to smoothness, Hansi's on it here now, and an extra stride there maybe. Now, can he turn back here and just keep coming and get the shot that he really wants? Yes, he has it. That's going to be brilliant. Jumps it. He's a little bit quicker now. You know, he's slightly down. Just slightly down on the time. Can he make it up on the way home? Now he drops the shoulder. Look at the body language. He's pushing. He's not hanging around. Here he goes. Can he make it up?
Could it be? It's over, and it's 40.82, which means Hansi goes into rank 2nd, clear with Vasmil de Cotes, Germany.
Yeah, that was a brilliant effort. I said it, if Scott had let the door open any little bit, I'm sure Hansi would have taken the opportunity and nicked the class off him. He's done everything he could here. I think it's a brilliant effort. Vasmil de Cotes is a 17-year-old, old age and cunning, unfortunately. But he's up against another 17-year-old. It's a day for the veteran horses. Are they going to finish up 1 and 2? Because this is only a 9-year-old. This is the young pretender. Let's see what he can muster.
Yeah, the Mission Impossible team song plays out here in the Longines arena of Alshaqab. Will it be an insurmountable challenge? Is it Mission Impossible? Well, only one way to find out, as Philipp Weishaupt is last to go with Lady Concern de Reisendal for Germany.
But if there's a man who's a believer in horses and just has the ability just to get horses to believe in themselves, and this man, he is such a talent. Gallops 1 to 2. This is brilliant. We saw him win the LGCT Grand Prix in Vienna on a young horse, and he doesn't see any reason why he can't win it again on this 9-year-old. He's hit the sweet spot now. Very accurate over the first few fences, and he's super tight back here. Maybe gone a little bit wider now. Come on, come on. Yeah, he's just gone a stride wider there than he might have liked. That's just inexperience on the horse's part. But look at this for a jumper. Ears pricked. Super technique in front, brilliant behind. Yeah, maybe just a little bit, just keeping it in his hand on the way down.
It's not a winning round, but let's see how it finishes up. It's 3 seconds slower than Scott Brash's leading time. That's a super way to finish us off, as Philipp Weishaupt goes into 6th place. Wow.
That was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Those top 3 horse rider combinations have put on a show this evening. They were foot perfect all the way.
Well, it is a win here tonight once again for Scott Brash and Hello Jefferson. They continue their winning streak. Clear yesterday, won yesterday, and today again in our jump off class. They're unstoppable, Tom.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But look, he's number 1 in the world. It's a medal-winning horse. Everything's been set up. We know how talented he is, but the horse is just on fire. Brilliant.
Well, Scott Brash is your winner, as you can see on your screen. Hansi Dreher is second, Santiago Lambre is third, fourth was Abdullah Manal Araiji, fifth Duat Sabre, and sixth Philip Weishaupt. That is the full result displayed on your screen. It just continues, the success just continues for Scott Brash. It's incredible as he continues in this 10-week Doha Equestrian Tour to go from strength to strength as we wrap up here tonight. As the dust settles in the Longines arena of Alshaqab, it has been a pleasure to have you along with us for 2 competitions here tonight as we continue to work towards the big 2 Grand Prix here on Saturday. 5-star Grand Prix, then a 3-star Grand Prix. But don't forget, this is the 19th edition of the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. We have so much coverage over the next 2 days, not just of show jumping, but also of dressage and para-dressage. But don't go anywhere, as we have the prize-giving ceremony and also some studio analysis coming up. But for me, Killian Thornton, it's bye-bye for now.
Well, winner of this 5-star class tonight, electric to watch. Scott, can you just talk us through that? It was sensational.
Yeah, Jefferson was incredible yet again. I didn't think I got the jump off perfect. Actually, my roll back to the vertical before the double was a little bit messy, but thankfully he knows what he's doing.
And obviously you won with him last night. Can you just give us a little bit? He's such a special horse.
Yeah, he's been incredible. He's had such an amazing career now, and to feel him as good as he is at 17-year-old, probably the form of his life, it's a whole credit to the whole team that's behind us that get him here and keep him in top shape.
And we're building up now to the weekend. Can you tell us a little bit about your plans?
Yeah, he's finished for the weekend now, and Hello Mango would be my horse for the Grand Prix, and yeah, Shadora Lady will have one more class as well.
Well, many congratulations. We love watching you, and of course, hello Jefferson.
Thank you.
Great to hear there from your winner tonight. Scott Brash takes another title at CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. Fantastic win yesterday and another one today in the bag for the world #1. Hello Jefferson, as we just hear there, in the form of his life, Scott Brash tells us, at 17 years old. He has a break now for the rest of the week. Well deserved, well earned in fact, and quite the performance from that British rider to take tonight's title. Of course, that was the feature class of the day, the big one, the €165,000 prize pot, and very rightly deserved win for Scott Brash there. Very, very impressive riding. Tom Frayne is back with me, and Tom, that was some jump off.
That was phenomenal. It was great sport, I have to say. Congratulations, and thank you so much to all the riders. What a jump off, what an effort from everybody. They all came in, put their best foot forward. I thought it was really interesting to see the different approaches that the riders took. They all wanted to jump a clear round. Their assessment of how fast their horses could go was so interesting. But look, Scott was just, again, that just bit better than everybody else. Well done to Hansi. He nearly snuck up the inside and nipped the victory, but it wasn't to beat this evening, but a really solid performance.
And you can really see in these riders' performance in the jump off the partnership they have between themselves and their horses. And, you know, Scott's round in particular, that really, really was clear, wasn't it? Especially that final gallop.
Oh, look, he just set sail from the second part of the combination and galloped down to fence number 13. It's a huge big oxer over in the corner, but he really trusted his horse, trusted himself. They both, you can see the relationship they have together. There was never any doubt, but there was going to be a distance that they wanted. And again, look, he's such a talented rider, just the subtle movements in the saddle, making all the difference, keeping the balance and the presentation to the fence. But when you look at all the riders that came forward to the jump off, I think we only had a couple of fences knocked. You know, I think that just shows the quality of the field. Again, great credit to our course builder. He's built a fantastic course again that tested everything we wanted to see here this evening for a big prize fund. He put them not through the ringer, but he set a really fair and challenging jump off track, but it brought out the very best in them all again.
Absolutely. We've really had a fantastic set of results among the top 3, the top 5, and we will see those podium finishers come back into the ring for our prize-giving ceremony. The team on the ground are just preparing us for that final presentation of the day, and we're certainly very much looking forward to that. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow as well. We have another couple of 3-star competitions, as well as another big 5-star speed class, I believe, tomorrow. But it's great to have so many days of action here, Tom, isn't it? You know, we've got 4 full days, 4 days all with 5-star competitions here.
Yeah, look, there's so many horse rider combinations just to spread the effort and give everybody an opportunity. There's a superb prize fund up for grabs here, you know, so not to have it condensed into a short program is fantastic because it just gives more opportunities. It also means we get to sit and watch some world-class jumping. And we've come this far. Let's sit down, relax, enjoy the spectacle because it's just been top sport.
We are very lucky to have a ringside seat here. Fantastic view from our studio to watch some of the world's very best horses and riders in action, as Tom says. I will, though, hand it down to our arena team to take you through the prize-giving ceremony. That will be led by John Stokes.
Tonight's big 5-star competition for Great Britain, Hello Jefferson and Scott Brash.
السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، مراسم تتويج الأبطال لمسابقة متر و55 سنتيمتر بالتصنيف العالمي، 5 نجوم من البطولة الدولية المرموقة CSI الشقب برعاية لونجين. نرحب الآن بالمركز الأول فارس المملكة المتحدة سكوت براش. سيطلب منكم الآن السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام السيد جون معلق اللغة الأجنبية الوقوف احتراما لعزف الصعود أولا إلى منصة التتويج.
Ladies and gentlemen, stepping up in third tonight with Zeus, Brazil's Santiago Lambre. In second for Germany, it's Vesmal de Corti, Hans Dieter Dreher. But he's made the top of the podium very much his own here in Alshaqab. Your winner tonight for Great Britain, Hello Jefferson and Scott Brash.
سيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، الآن الوقوف احتراما لعزف النشيد الوطني للبلد الفائز المملكة المتحدة.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if able, be upstanding for the national anthem of the winner, Scott Brash for Great Britain. It is an honour and a pleasure to welcome forward Manager of Marketing and Communication, Abdullah Al-Kashuti, to present the awards tonight as we say well done in third for Brazil, Zeus and Santiago Lambre.
نسعد ونفخر الآن بحضور مدير التسويق والاتصال في جولات الدوحة للفروسية السيد عبد الله علي القاشوطي لتتويج الأبطال.
So close from this man. Well done in second. It is for Germany, Vesmalde Coty and Hans-Dieter Dreher. But ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, congratulations for Great Britain with Hello Jefferson. It is Scott Brash. Our grateful thanks to Manager of Marketing and Communications here in Alshaqab, Abdullah Al-Kashuti, for stepping forward to present the awards tonight, which was once more for phenomenal sport, the world's very best, here in Alshaqab for the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. Thank you so much to Longines. Thank you to ExxonMobil. Thank you to Visit Qatar, without whom it simply would not be possible. But once more, the world's very best have lit up the stage here in the Longines Outdoor Arena. But shining brightest of them all, your winner for Great Britain, Hello Jefferson and Scott Brash.
Y'all ready for this?
For your three superstars, your winner, Great Britain, Scott Brash. In second for Germany, Hans-Dieter Dreher. And third for Brazil, Santiago Lambre.
Well, a sensational night of sport at CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. It's been a pleasure to take you through all of this action, and our team are very much looking forward to seeing tomorrow's sport play out. We begin with a 3-star speed competition at 6:30 local time, followed by a 5-star speed class at 9:30 p.m. local time, and then a jump and drive exciting competition to round out tomorrow evening. As ever, we'll be bringing you all of the analysis and insights and a look behind the scenes at Alshaqab in our studio. But from us, it's good night, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
The Labay app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at Hamad Medical Corporation. To register, download the Labay app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login.
Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results, and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology. Lebe, your smart platform for better healthcare.
We are here to assist on the field, on the sidelines. From training to go time, we help set up the shot so that you can take it. And your victory is also ours. At Aspetar, our purpose is to assist you whenever and wherever you need it. With state-of-the-art facilities and services, and staffed by some of the world's leading sports medicine experts, we are here to maximize your training and health so that you can maximize your win. Because our mission is to help you achieve your full potential. Meet Aspetar, the future of elite sports, all under one roof. Discover more on aspetar.com.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان. وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملى الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.